mobile damage.
It's pretty solid. You kind of forget about it. It's just really good for early game aggression. I've seen a lot of people just not get any points or just get 1 point and then max out like Shadow Wave into Shadow Grip.
That's standard. You basically have to. You don't really want to max it out.
Yeah.
Although the damage isn't that bad. It's like what, 70 times 4. That's just from the minimum cast. So that's not too bad. Just the slow is kind of weak.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it seems like a decent, respectable skill, but I definitely wouldn't max it in any way in the hero.
Scale's okay.
It's not
but...
worth it slightly anymore.
Yeah, I agree. But did you see what Forev said? Windows update? Jesus. How does that even happen when you're playing Dota? That's hilarious. The computer just like turns off in the middle of a Dota game. That's a classic, man.
You know, sometimes you just got to protect the safety of somebody's PC.
Yes, the Windows update surely will do that.
Just a higher chance of it.
All right. Fair enough, my friend.
So in the offlane, it's a dual lane for Cole. So because they have that solo Pugna, at least they've got a tree plus Mirana, and that's up against a Underlord. That's that 1v1 matchup that Immortals was hoping for, but didn't end up finding.
Right. This is Forev can still just spam the Rain of Fire or Firestorm. I always forget which one it is, damn it. Firestorm out and get some last hits that way. Limp's sitting on 3 last hits. Underlord, of course, is doing pretty well. I delayed it. Forev realizing that the Dota game this time is more important than his computer security. I like your style.
Move. All right, hackers out there, it's time to hack Forev.
Don't give them any ideas.
Yeah, probably shouldn't. That was a bad idea.
Nah, it's fine.
But I think Underlord will be fine in this matchup. It's a little scary. They've got some disable, but it's not like they're going to be able to combo a Treant into an arrow super easily. And even if they do, he's really tanky, hard to kill.
Right.
But on the bright side for Cole, they should have a lane advantage here in the mid lane because of the 2v1. So they're pretty much sacrificing their Pugna, but their other lanes should go better than average. So I mean, this is pretty good for Cole.
MP only has 2 last hits, and that's about as good as it gets. He almost died as well. He's done some harass to Chessie, but Chessie's obviously fine. Now they're wrapping again on top lane. Here comes the sprint. Moo might be in some serious trouble. He does have decrep. Oh, he gets it off in time. That's beautiful. Southern Crush comes out. No damage being dealt. Still a lot of damage. They have the shackle shot from Z-Freak. The power shot. Oh, Z-Freak, beautifully done. What a rotation. And QO also about to go down. Another power shot in 3. It is level 1. I don't know if it's going to be enough, especially with the Berserker's blood. In fact, it definitely won't be. He actually missed it, too.
Such a sick shackle. Dude, I would have freaked out and, like, canceled my TP early if I was in that moment. Like, that must have been so intense for Z-Freak there, but what a great shackle. And now this lane that's supposed to be losing is just winning repeatedly.
Yeah. It's Moo, after that early kind of disaster for Immortals, he's now up to 6 last hits, which is pretty good for an off-lane solo Pugna. Z-Freak might just stay up here, and they'll just give the 1v1 match between Limp and Forev. There also is Febby rotating in mid. He's got the Guardian sprint in the river. But Sven going to take off the clarity that was on the Invoker, I believe, and just continue to farm. So that's a great start in that top lane. You're absolutely right. Really good stuff for Moo there.
Yeah, so other than that, just passive stuff. Just occasionally people rotate around. Febby's been having trouble finding things, but I'm really surprised he hasn't gotten more done. It seems like he's had almost perfect initiations, but these just tiny small mistakes really add up to a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, how does he even contribute to killing a Mirana? It's so difficult. Like, he actually, like, other than wrecking the Pugna, it doesn't feel like he has a place in this game.
QO shackled to the Hellbear Smasher, and he will fall as Moo throws up the Nether Blast. And Z-Freak, speaking of getting stuff done, this is what you want your 4 position to accomplish. Rotate while dives are happening and make things happen across the map. And it's just beautiful stuff.
I mean, especially because Wind Ranger's abilities do so much with 1 skill point now. 2 seconds stun with Shackle, which is insane for 1 skill point. And then 180 damage for a level 1 power shot now does 260. Like, she actually has really big output here. So as long as she uses her skills in proper ways, she will be having more value than a typical hero. But if you're bad and you're making mistakes or not landing your abilities, yeah, she's going to be worse. But he's really making Wind Ranger support look like a good thing right now.
Yeah, he absolutely is. It's still early, so things can start turning sour pretty quickly for this type of hero. But I wouldn't bet on it based on how Z-Freak's played today and the last best of 3 as well. I want to talk about bottom first. I'm afraid something's going to happen top, but I do want to talk about the 3 leaps on Mirana. Now, do you think that's broken? Oh, hold that thought. Maybe they go Leech C, top lane, QO. I knew this was going to happen. Shackle Shot won't latch. You can see where it bounces to. There's no trees in that area. Still, he's taking a lot of damage. Kyle, good grave coming out. They have another Shadow Word, I believe, in 3 seconds. 1 more auto attack. Doesn't come in the right time. That should get the kill, though. Nice kite. They still go down, though, with the Burning Spears onto the Tree and Protector.
Nice.
1-for-1 trade.
And Kyle stays alive until the Huskar's already dead, so Kyo doesn't even get any experience for that.
Yep. Really good stuff
Not
there.
all bad.
They also dropped a sentry down thinking that this ward was still here after, or they placed another one in this area, but it's actually on the Uber Cliff, which spots out Febby rotating in as well. And now it's going to turn into a try versus try. It looks like, no, they actually have the tree and protector mid. So back to 2 versus 3.
The try leap thing, I mean, Mirana is, like, it's, yes, she has 3 leaps, but I still feel like she's killable. And now, like, the leap distance is not so far that you have no idea where she went, I feel like. It's like, she leaps, you know about where she is, you can catch up easier. So it's like, there's positives and negatives. And it's more mana expensive for her, too.
That is true. It's something you have to keep in mind. Yeah, you're right. It just feels like, though, if you have good mana, it's so hard to kill the hero unless you get off a good disable or something. And even then, it might not be enough. But
yeah, I just focus on the good disable. Or I play Morphling, and then I just E-Blade Adaptive Striker, and she dies, and it doesn't matter.
Speaking of dying, Febby gets blown away. Nether Blast is going to be the one to secure the kill. Pugna's level 5, man, and isn't that worth? It's up there. This is a great start. Underlord is top.
Die bottom?
Is QO going to die? Forever was going to live. They're going to maybe go in. Grave comes out. Z-Freak already win ran. He's got Power Shot. Decrypt comes in. Nether Blast. Shackle Shot again. The Power Shot actually doesn't hit Dubu, but that was still sick from Z-Freak every time so far. He's got one run. He'll use it, and Febby can't chase him down. Even in the river, it's level 1 sprint. It's not going to do nearly enough. And this Huskar is looking like what the Pugna was supposed to be in terms of him dying in the offlane.
Yeah, that's actually kind of insane because it looked like the easiest kills ever, but just small little mistakes and nice rotations, and everything looks really bad for Immortals now. Because basically the only person that's got decent farm is Underlord. What is he going to do? He can't, like, make his team just win fights. He's going to have to, like, get a fast mech, try to keep Huskar alive in crucial moments, maybe force Cole into bad fights. But Cole's got to be really happy right now.
Yeah, I think so. And this is before the push, the siege engine starts up with Moo and the Nether Blasts. He's almost at life drain. Yeah. Slithering Crush on the other side. I think Febby's trying to get a battle going here, and Kyle has the leech seed, so he's winning that battle. Decrypt coming in, another Nether Blast, the life drain. Power Shot, Grave is not even close to in time for Dubu. And that is another death for this Huskar, who has now died, I believe, 4 times. And they might not be done yet.
I couldn't even tell that guy's magic resistance. He just died instantly.
Yeah, exactly. It's only level 2. At this point,
it's such a good combo with Windranger too, because she has weak disables, and Decrep is like mostly a damage amper, and they just use it as that. It gives the disable, and the damage amp makes Windranger a better hero. Everything's going great for Cole right here.
Yeah, even Limp is still getting a lot of farm bottom. He's taking some harass though from the Underlord. No worries there though. Again, he has the 3 leaps. He's gonna have treads here in the near future. I don't think they have stacks for the Ancients. Is the one downside for Cole right now with all of this action happening top. They can't just have the Sven head into the jungle and take like 3 Ancient stacks or anything, but he's still doing really well.
And MP goes for a fast phase boots build and then into Midas, and he's going Qualifiers actually. So
he wants to get involved. This is not the typical Invoker game where you sit back and farm for an hour and a half, and this might be huge. There is a Sentry, but they're in smoked right now. They're going to see him here in a moment. Tornado EMP coming out. Shackle Shot will latch. There's the cold stat Moo. Doesn't have Decrypt for another 9. He actually used it on himself. Another Nether Blast. They need to back away for now. Moo's still taking a lot of damage. No life drain, no mana to work with. But MP has to run. Here comes the lead sheet. Febby. Nature's Guised up. They have the urn, or rather the grave, excuse me, and that'll get off in time. Febby's still going to get chased down. There's the Starstorm. They have the Dust. Ghostwalk will not save you. Can they find a third? That Shackle latches. The Power Shot is there. He's got Shadow Wave, but that is it. It's a double kill for Z-Freak in a mega kill spree. What a turnaround. And again, it continues to be a disaster here, Purge, for Mortals.
Yeah, just absolutely snowballing over him. And the crucial thing was the fast decrep from Moo to stop all of the right-click abilities, which means that he didn't take as many cold snap procs. And then you're looking at Febby, who's thinking, I need to stun this guy, but if I do it right now, he doesn't even take the Slither and Crush damage, so they had to delay the initiation. And finally, when they go on him, he was just completely covered by living armor. So just, and now MP getting stunned.
I don't know. Is there going to be follow-up here? Starstorm comes in. Slither and Crush, great leap away from Limp as the Cold Snap also goes in. MP literally just TP'd to this lane. He's already at, like, I don't know, really low HP. D is Quas running, so it's fine.
It's like the most frustrating thing ever. You, like, just TP in, and you do something stupid and just get wrecked.
Yeah.
And you're like, I just wasted more time. That sucks.
I think, I mean, not only that, I've died in those situations. I think everybody has when you're playing Dota.
I feel like that feels better because at least then your mistake is done and you just respawn. You know. I
don't know if that's true, but I like the upside. I like the upside.
He's gonna be fine.
Yeah, he's Quas. He's like level 3 Quas at this point, so he's good to go. Get a lot of regen going. All right. Well, Sven is now level 8. Mask of Madness is just about done. He got a bottle as well. So he's up to 4.5k net worth. And again, No ancient stacks, no stacks of any kind, but I don't
But
think
he
he's
did-
really concerned.
Yeah, he maxes stun anyways, which might seem weird, but I think he just did this because if you're playing mid, it's nice to be able to just easily nuke a wave and kill the whole thing to go take bottle and runes. So I think it kind of makes sense that he did this. So his farming is going to suffer in terms of jungle, but it's okay. As long as he can push the mid lane.
Very true. I like the reasoning. And he's also going for the Dazzle, but he's just throwing out a casual Stormhammer. Shadow Wave will be back up and heal him. And Pugna working on what I imagine to be an Aether Lens. That makes a lot of sense. God Strength are working on the tier 1 tower in the meantime for Chessie. They have no glyph, actually, so he might just be able to take this. Rotations are going to be too slow. Febby has a TP. They're not. I think this tower's just dead, actually.
Ooh, a lot of damage on Underlord bottom.
Rev taking some harass from Moo. The Nether Blast is coming out. And, I mean, Kua is an armlet somehow after dying a million times. I mean, I guess it's not that bad. Maybe he starts owning now.
I mean, all he needs to do is be in a fight and have enough time to auto-attack. So he can't get shackled, he can't get stunned, he's got to worry about knock. Alright, there's a lot of disables on Cole's team that are going to ruin Kyo's life. He could get shackled, he could get overgrowth, he could get Sven stunned, he could get shackled. He gets shackled
Gotta find his first kill.
Alright, but sometimes you'll just find a tree and everything's fine. But that
Exactly.
was a smoke for that.
Yes. Limp was pushing top in the meantime. Sven is in the jungle farming. It's a tree and protector. I don't think they're really that concerned. Dubu's going to have to be on point with these heals and graves, I think. Otherwise, Kyo just gets destroyed, especially if he sits at this low HP. I don't know. He still has only level 2 Berserker's Blood, which is also really bad.
Well, I mean, he's got to be low HP to do more damage. Like, this
Right.
increases his farm speed. So, I mean, he's living on the edge here, and yeah, they're in a bad spot, but I think it's time to play on the edge a little bit. Oh, he gets him!
Well, he actually
Oh
got...
my
I missed
God.
it. I'm really sad.
Okay, but you see the ward, right? They have the ward. They saw Kyo running to the south. He power shotted. It went through the Ancients and then killed Kyo. He must have turned his armlet off ahead of time.
Ooh, good leap away from Limp. Now the power shot. Leech Seed. Dubu's got to run. No grave. They're going to get the dust off as well, and MP is about to get chased down and killed. Stormhammer, I think this is an Ancient stack for Chessie. Wow, they stacked this up heavily. Chessie's going to walk over, hit him once to kill him. Thank you. Thanks for that. Thanks for the gold.
That's one of those moments where you actually crap yourself while you're playing. You're like, I'm gonna die, and then it's just boom. It's a big angry guy with a sword right above the hill.
Yeah. Unfortunate for MP. It was looking okay for a moment there once they got that treant kill, and then... Nope, not anymore. By the way, 3 kills for Immortals, 13 for Complexity. It's a bit rough, for sure.
6k advantage at 13 minutes. Not looking so hot, but
Yeah.
they still do have the damage, though. And they have a lot of catch-up as well. They can use things like amplified damage against Roshan with Huskar to kill it. Oh, and they've got Underlord. They actually have a disgusting Rosh lineup on Immortal's side.
Yes.
With the percentage-based damage.
It should be
Got
pretty
buff,
good.
too.
That arrow is going to scout things out. They'll see Fabian Forev. And
They
that
see
means
everybody.
everybody away.
That might as well have been a Zeus ulti right there.
That was a great arrow. Classic vision. By the way, Chessie's a blink dagger. They could fight if they wanted to. They have Aether ones now, too. It might be too dangerous if you're Complexity. Tornado. He actually gets a double leap. Power shot coming out along with the shackle, and Febby's already like half HP. Arrow. Oh, he just sidesteps it. That would have been sick, but there was a creep to watch the arrow come through. Tier 1 glyph will go. Sven is starting to run up, but he has a TP. He's got God Strength. I don't think he... They can maybe try to defend this like 4 versus 5. They can go for deny as well. Here comes the Moonlight Shadow. Now, too little, too late. QO will get it done. And there's a huge stack here, too, for MP if you could take it.
I mean, I think they're just doing the smart thing here. They're not trying to force things too hard. Because they're kind of destroying anyway. Z-Freak's 7, 0, and 5 on support Wind Ranger. He's got a Phase and a Hand of Midas now. Like, he's in a really good spot to transition pretty much wherever he wants to go after this. And you might think that even Midas isn't that good on Wind Ranger, but the Focus Fire attack speed went down enough that any attack speed on Zubai actually do help you.
Okay. I literally just heard him Mask Madness blink, or like blink and then Stormhammer, then Mask Madness and killed him.
I think what happened was Kyo TP'd to his jungle to start jungling.
Yeah.
He started on the Ancients, and then Chessie walked up nearby and used his combo basically to kill. Yeah. Super easy kill, because I assumed that Kyo was low.
He was super low HP, I'm sure of it. All right, well, Febby's maybe dead. Good Shadow Wave, actually. Life Drain, the change, it's enough to get him out of a dodge. If the lens won't help him there to get the kill. They have Grave up for Dubu, but you could see Moo is already causing mass panic here for Mortals. I mean, yeesh.
They're just doing such a great job split pushing. Like, it's either Pugna pushing one lane, or Sven, or Murana. Any of them are always in a position to do this. Like, Limp didn't basically... he doesn't cross the whole map just to head to the mid lane just to try to participate. What they do instead is spread out a little bit, just enough that they're always farming more efficiently than their opponents, because they know they have this big advantage, and Immortals kind of needs to rely on all of their heroes in a group to actually take a fight. So Cole just has this dominant position where they can control the map better, split push the lanes better, which gives them even more map control.
So then what do you do for Immortals? You just have to sit back and farm? Do you have to smoke and find kills? Because they're just losing control.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Those are both decent options. Getting any kills you can really helps. Getting some ward vision can really help. Try to gank one of the split pushers is really good. They're moving across to try to catch him here, but of course Cal spotted it.
Exactly. So he's just out.
And the smart thing Chessie did, he didn't go all the way back to base. He just TP'd back to the same...
God.
Just another kill. He TP'd back to the same general area that still allows him to split push. So he doesn't even lose that much by their rotation.
Duo, buddy, I hate to tell you this, but you might be dead. Well, maybe not. He saw him and he's able to get out. Also, Dude was nearby. He's got Shrine. And Chase is like, nah, don't fight that. They're at Shrine. We don't want to die to Huskar and give away $1 million gold. Smart play. Force out the Shrine. In the meantime, again, like you mentioned, split pushing. Limp's top lane. They've got the tier 1 tower down. This tier 2 is not going to get lifted up as well. MP finally has Midas, but you're going to need about another like 10, 15 minutes for him to be pretty strong, even though he has Quas Wex. I don't know. This is disastrous. I don't know what word to use.
It doesn't look great for them. If they can get initiation, yeah, Febby's probably dead here.
Yeah, good power shot. The decrep power shot life drain. My lord, dude. He is, with sprint, he's just dead. Like, sprint on, it's just bad.
Amplify damage, and then you amplify with decrepify, and then you just hit him with a bunch of damage and he dies. The dead fish.
Dead fish indeed.
Hey,
MP.
Catch MP.
Good. There's the leech seed coming in. The overgrowth coming out as well. Power shot. They'll take him down. And that'll be another kill. Now QO jumping back in, looking to fight. Yeah, all right, that didn't work. Shackle shot won't latch, but Dude was going to get chased down. They'll drop the Nether Ward. The Nether Blast comes out, almost kills him. The Grave got just in time for Immortals. I think I probably sounded like a robot there for half a second, Kevin. I'm not sure.
No, it's good.
Okay, good. We dropped some frames. That's it.
Okay.
Oh, we're still dropping frames. Stop dropping frames.
So do you see that Colorado passed that ballot initiative for the fiber,
I saw that.
city-run fiber?
Yeah, but that's not near us.
I saw that and I instantly thought of you guys. Oh, it's only like one place?
I think so. I think it was only supposed to be Colorado Springs. They were trying to do it in Longmont too, which is like 30 minutes away. And
okay.
I didn't actually read it. Last time I heard them talking about it was just for Colorado Springs, I believe.
I see. I was hoping it was statewide because I thought about you guys instantly. Screw ISPs.
Agreed.
In America.
Agreed.
Well, Cole continued to control everything, basically. Just pushing all the lanes in. All the tier 2s in the mid and the top are dead now. So basically it's just Shrines in the bot tier 2. And other than that, Immortals is pretty much dead in the water. And honestly, the craziest thing about this whole thing was just how bad the tri-lane went for Immortals. It looked like it was going to go so good, but they just had these like crazy mistakes that put them behind.
Well, they'll try to go for Roche. QO is already super low. Decrep, Nether Blast. QO will get back in, try to tank this. They're going to look for a fight. Febby in the water, so speedy with that Guardian sprint up. Forev now going to get decrept. Nether Blasted, a lot of damage being done. Stormhammer, here we go. Chessie now. So they're in Crush. They're going to jump in. Maybe they can get the skill. Another great Shackle coming out from Z-Freak. Forev's about to go down, and QO doesn't have much longer. The Overgrowth will come through. Even with the Armlet Toggle, it's not enough. A double kill for Limp. Dubu will try for the TP. Shackle shot, Stormhammer. See ya. Triple kill for this Mirana, and that is GG. Easy first game for Complexity. What a start. 20 minutes in. My God, Purge.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest stomps we've seen in a long time. I've seen in a long time, at least. Like, from the laning stage, if that tri-lane went well and they killed Pugna like 3 times, yeah, the game could be way different because then QO would have faster arm-led boots, can move around actually fighting people, but he was constantly on the back foot, and all of the heroes were generally just vulnerable because their defense against ganks were weak. It was basically just Grave, but if any of them get decrep blasted or... You know, if you're playing against Z-Freak when he plays Wind Ranger, it's scary stuff. And after they lost that tri-lane, all of their other lanes were 1v2s, which means you're going to have worse than normal outcomes. So they basically lost all 3 lanes. Yep. When that happens, you get stomped in 20 minutes, especially in a pro game. Yeah,
for sure. Complexity making it look easy. An appropriate kill score, perhaps. Maybe not appropriate, but a funny kill score at the end of the game. And with that, the game will end in 20 minutes. We will take a quick break. This is a best of 5 after all, so Immortals have plenty of chances to even the series back up and move into, perhaps, if we can get to Game 5, that would be pretty hype. But again, it's still very early on here. So Game 1 will go to Complexity. Game 2 is right around the corner. Make sure you guys stick around. We will be right back with another game momentarily.
10 seconds remaining.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the Captain's Draft 4.0 North American Grand Finals. It is Immortals versus Complexity Gaming. And boy, that was one of the most ridiculous stomps I've seen by a team at this level of competitive Dota. It was ridiculous. Complexity out to a fast start. The kill score at the end of the game was 3-22. They had Z-Freak, who had like 8 kills or something along those lines, at a support win ranger. 7. My bad. Sorry about that. But my God, did he destroy that game there, Kevin?
Yeah, he really did. I was actually very disappointed looking at the score screen because he bought this Midas at a really fast time. And the game was over so fast, and he didn't even get to do anything cool with it other than win. But it was a downer. I was like, man, I wanted to see the next 20 minutes at least of him buying items and killing people and doing cool things. But all we get to see is like his early game genius. That's all. Oh well.
Oh, well. But Wind Ranger doesn't look to be available in this game. Not that it matters in the first place. I think that he can play pretty much just about anything. We have some interesting heroes. Broodmother probably gets banned out here by Immortals. It is a very strong, like, 5th pick type hero if they want to go for it. What else is jumping out at you with this draft so far?
No Morphling. There's no Morphling.
Damn it. Unfortunate.
That's all that matters. Venge first pick, I think, is pretty good. The hero's actually... got pretty solid buffs. Especially like the aura is actually quite a bit better. The like illusion spawn thing is surprisingly beneficial. And I think like if you get up to level 20, you can basically give your whole team like 50% damage amp. I mean, there was a perk like that at 25 before, but it seems like Ice Frog moved a lot of level 25 talents to a less beneficial but still strong level 20. So I think Avenge is just like a super good support right now. Really good with this patch.
We've seen a lot of core Venges, actually. And in fact, the majority of the Venges I've seen in the past few days, and especially at the Dota Pit Miner, were core Venges trying to maybe finish the game off earlier, trying to go for this early game pushing lineup. But Immortals will go for something they're comfortable with. They'll pick up the Gyrocopter, which has been played by MP, I think, in the last 2 days. He's played it like 3 times or something along those lines. So he sometimes will play it in the safe lane or aggressive tri lane, or he'll play it mid. And then they also get the Nyx Assassin with their second overall pick here as well.
Yeah, I saw the mid Nyx last night in China.
Oh, yeah.
SECC. That was pretty cool.
It was nuts. It was very
I don't know if
crazy.
there's too many big changes to Gyro, though. Like, homing missile is a little different. But that's really the main thing. It was like 5 or 6 homing missile changes and a couple perks. Yeah, they removed the spell amp at 10. They put a damage perk there. So he's a little bit more diverse in build options as well. He gets more flat cannon at 15. So not that different, but definitely a little bit better, a little bit more variety for that hero. So I could definitely see him coming into the game a bit harder.
Yeah. Last time they've picked this up, the Gyrocopter, they had the Spectre. In the last 2 games, they've actually picked Gyrocopter. They've had QO on the Spectre. And I think along those lines, they might want to do something similar. Maybe get a hero involved once he hits 6 and go from there. But
why was Spectre the combo with Gyro?
I think honestly, like he like what would happen is the Gyro would just run around the map, and then if they had a chance of getting a kill with like Rocket Barrage and they needed haunt, he would just haunt in, and he would find plenty of pickoffs. And it was like just constantly, it was Immortal style, right? It was Immortal style with a Spectre involved, which was really interesting.
Huh.
So now, I mean, I don't know exactly what the reasoning was for it, but that's what I remember out of the games. They were, I think, a few days ago or something. Or
yeah, I mean, we could definitely see that between Nyx and Gyro. That's 2 heroes that are definitely very good early game and can run around and take fights like that. Because I don't think Gyro is really made to just AFK farm a whole crap load, unless you go like an Ags build or something like that. He's not the fastest neutral farmer, so it works a little bit better if you just run around fighting people with your skills.
Yeah. But that might be difficult into the Venomous or Visage now picked up for Complexity, which feels like they want to go fast.
You know what's crazy is that they actually picked Visage and respond to Gyro. It's kind of a little dangerous because if you break his armor on Visage, the Gravekeeper's Cloak, you can shred those bats real fast with Flat Cannon and Call Down and all this stuff. So it seemed a little crazy, but in the same vein, I think Gyro is actually quite weak to single target physical damage and minus armor. So if they're going on Gyro in the reverse side with like a medallion, I think he could actually get killed quite quickly.
Wow, this team just got out of control really quick. Tidehunter and Silencer to follow up for Immortals. It's a big team fight. Both Ravage, now Global Silence available. Frontline tank for the Tidehunter. This is very exciting.
Seems very difficult to counter. Like, how do you deal with this now? It looked okay with like Visage and Swap and Veno ulti, but now if they just silence that and deal their damage up front, it could be really bad for Cole. But if they can survive that burst in the team fight, they should be able to have the longevity to cut through Immortals right afterwards.
Yeah, this is going to be the tough part. We have a few more heroes available. I actually think, I don't know, we've seen a lot of mid-visage for Excalibur for Fnatic, and that was sort of successful. I'm not sure if that's the case here for Complexity. It's been so diverse, I suppose, this hero. That and Venomancer, obviously, who could just go anywhere. So this draft is still very open-ended for Complexity. I mean, what are you expecting next for them in terms of what they need to pick?
I mean, if your opponents have Silencer and Tidehunter, you should be scared right now at team fighting. It looked okay for them, but they either need solutions to those disables. There's a lifesteal. You could maybe pick that to not have to deal as much with Ravage. You still have to worry about getting Silence first, but and instead they're just going to go for like a push gank kind of hero pick. I assume that'll be Z-Freak playing the Chen.
Yes.
Because this way, if you're worried about Global Silence and Ravage, you just need to ideally pressure them before they get that many items. And if you take a lot of towers and kind of split push, it's difficult for your opponents then to group as 5. Kind of similar to what happened last game. So I think the Chen pick here is either to give them an early advantage with tower kills, or a ganking lane pressure advantage with Chen, or to just kind of split push and push towers and make it hard for your opponents to group up as 5 and actually fight you.
Yeah. Conversely, we've seen Chens have a rough start in the past few days, especially yesterday in China. And once that happens, you're already behind it at that point. Like, he wasn't able to farm in the jungle. This is AO from VG Thunder, by the way. He wasn't able to farm in the jungle. He wasn't able to find any kills. I feel like you kind of need to make something happen here for this Chen, whether it's pushing towers like you mentioned or finding kills. But now it gets easier because they pick up the last pick Void coming in. I think this is really good when you add in the Visage and the Vengeful Spirit and the Venomancer. I like this pick a lot. It is a big cooldown against Silencer, but I think it's pretty good for Complexity.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good, especially because if you just chrono the Tide and the Silencer, then you know they're disabled. And you don't have to worry about Kraken Shell either. What's the new Kraken counter? Wasn't there something that was added? Like for some reason I felt Kraken was limited. Is it
not Nullifier? That's not it. That wouldn't do it. I don't know actually.
Because hexes can be hard dispelled, right? Or they can't be dispelled at all?
They can't be dispelled anymore.
Okay, so basically hexes against Tidehunter are really good.
Right.
That was what I was thinking, because you can hex him now and you don't
yeah,
have to
you
Kraken.
should be able to, and Kraken shouldn't be an issue.
Or you could just use Chronosphere.
By the way,
also a good option.
Gale is dispellable now, right? So I wonder if that is affected by Kraken Shell. Right? So
yep. Yeah, it is actually. So if he gets Galed, yeah, he can Kraken proc that
that's
off.
huge. That's like one of the biggest slows they have, one of the biggest lockdown mechanics for the Venomancer. Just immediately gone on the Tidehunter if he has Kraken Shell leveled up.
I mean, he's going to be, yeah, I suppose. It's a lot of damage too, actually. So it's an interesting point, actually. I wonder if that makes Tidehunter really beneficial to have against a hero like Veno now.
Yeah, I think it might. We'll wait and see how it actually works out. I mean, this might all be good in theory, and then we get into the game and...
This Febi's World of Warcraft Nyx Assassin cosmetics.
Why is that a WoW cosmetic?
Dude, look at all the armor pieces. They're like huge and gaudy and awesome.
Yeah, you're right. He's got the blue shoulders. It looks like a tier set from World of Warcraft. You're not wrong. He also has 2 different colored... Oh, no, that's the Tide's sword. Never mind. But yeah, this is actually...
There's
you're
a lot
not
of
wrong.
Cool shit going on in that area of the draft screen, that's for sure.
Dude, there were so many particle effects now in drafts once like everybody picks their heroes. I've seen like 3 golden immortals in like the same, I don't know, the same thing, like the same on the same team, and the other team has like 20,000 different immortals that have particle effects, and it's just like, what's actually happening right now? So much stuff going on.
Yeah, it's a Dota 2.
Yeah, it's getting crazy, all these item sets. But for now, we will jump into the game. We will have Complexity versus Immortals. So, I mean, I guess I'll ask you the same question. How do you feel about Immortals? Personally, I think Immortals has a really good draft, but maybe Complexity can finish this game off early enough, perhaps?
I think it's definitely possible, because if they get an advantage with the Chen, and then you have a hero like Faces of Void, it gives you this like overwhelming teamfight power where you can, if you find the pick, you can kill 2 heroes and instantly go high ground. And if they buy back, then you just wait to do that again, and then the game ends.
It could be
Maybe I'm
interesting.
simplifying it a bit, especially because Immortals now has some counter push. They basically saw what their opponents are doing. And it kind of came out of nowhere. I mean, I didn't see it coming. At least I saw Visage, Veno, Venge, and I was like, it looks pretty normal, right? But as soon as they picked the Chen, it was very obvious. Veno is good at pushing and counter pushing. Visage can do that as well. Even Vengeful Spirit's good at that stuff. So it's like their lineup was actually designed from the beginning to be about pushing and not show their hand until it was a little bit too late. And Immortals, I think, kind of played right into that, picking all the teamfight heroes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all right, Febby. No worries, buddy. Maybe he had a rough game last game, man. Let me tell you. That Slaughter game was one of the roughest games I've seen from him. He died so often.
I don't even think he played bad. That was the crazy part. Like, I don't even fault him at all for how that went. It was just like really sick complexity reactions to the ganks and things.
I mean, that dive
Like,
at
he made
level
great
1,
decisions.
like that should have been a kill. They were able to get out, but like, I don't know, the aggro got screwed up somehow. Then they lost the courier. That's not necessarily his fault. I agree completely, though. I think that Febby, that game is not on him in terms of like his deaths and stuff like that. That's just a rough game overall. And once they started getting behind, he just couldn't find enough. But
yeah. I'm excited to see Forev play Tidehunter. This is like one of his classic heroes. He used to play this a lot in Korea as well. He used to do a bunch of builds where he'd only buy like regen and tank items. He wouldn't even buy blink, and he'd just like stand there.
Yeah,
and tank damage. It was pretty fun to watch.
That's kind of how I've seen Tide played recently. There's not been that like first item blink at all. I think the closest I've seen to that is like a 4-staff at the beginning of the game. But most of the time, it's like, all right, let me get maybe like a hood or a pipe. Let me get a mech as well with Greaves, and maybe I'll buy blink after that. We'll see.
Yeah, just because it enhances your team's team fight. Any regen you buy is going to be further buffed up by him having high strength. He's going to have status resistance reduction. Does that even matter? Probably not, because you have Kraken Shell anyways, but this man can tank damage. He's got a golden hat. He's got a shell on his back, dude. He's ready to fight.
He could go Andis, can just be even more tanky. Oh, QO. Magic Missile coming in. They need more follow-up. They've got the Grave Chill. He is in trouble. There's the Gale. And they'll use the Arcane Curse, but QO is going to fall. Maybe they can get the deny off. No such luck. Z-Freak will get First Blood. And there you go. Aggressive play. It will pay off and get them some extra gold to start things off with here.
That was pretty good. They're also going to block the small camp with that ward, I think. Yeah. So pulling is a lot harder now in Dota 2. You have to wait till the 1 minute mark, and then you have to start your pull. So if one of these two camps is blocked, especially the small camp, you're just completely limited as a safe lane being able to do the pull.
I mean, because the hard camp's also a lot harder to pull. It used to be almost free if you're pulling like from your safe lane into the like this camp into this lane. It used to be pretty easy. Now it's much harder, much more difficult to get the timing down correct.
You can basically only go to the off lane, and for that to even work, your creep wave has to be like way up there. Otherwise, you'll never actually get the pull off. So by blocking the small camp, it's setting Cole up really well in the off lane, and it's going to be Avenge faces Void dual lane. It is going to be Chessie on the mid lane playing Visage, so you called that one.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
then safe lane, Limp solo Veno versus Gyro Nyx.
This could still be pretty rough for Chessie until he gets Gravekeeper's Cloak. He will throw up the Grave Chill in the meantime. He's going to be able to get some last hits, or should be able to. This matchup, the worst matchup I've seen for Visage is the Nether Toxin from Viper with the break. I saw that for Excalibur, and he got absolutely destroyed because of it. It was a problem.
So does the break always apply in the AoE? Is
Yes,
that how it works?
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
That explains why I died so often.
It's really good. It's a really good ability.
Yeah, that seems to be one of the heroes that I was seeing pretty consistently at Dota Pit.
Yeah, it was picked a lot. It was just kind of the go-to. Meanwhile, top lane and Pale Limp might be in trouble. They'll rotate up Kyle, which means that bottom is now going to turn into a 1 versus 1 with Moo versus the Tidehunter. And this
It's kind of bad for Faceless Void, but also doesn't matter that much because if he gets Anchor Smash for too much damage, he just time walks it. And he also gets damage against the Tide using time lock, so it's not all bad. They should probably trade semi-evenly. He's got a Quelling Blade as well on Void, so I think even with his damage reduction, I don't think it's going to be a huge deal.
Yeah, I agree. It might be kind of annoying if the Anchor Smash keeps stacking, or not stacking, keeps hitting him. Meanwhile, Z-Freak is trying to make something happen here. They know that he's not top lane. They're trying to head into the jungle. Fibby's trying to get some vision. Now they'll wrap in. MP might walk up and get caught here. This is perfect positioning from Z-Freak. Yeah, he's got the skeletons, dude. Mortal Strike's already up. He even summons more. And MP...
Oh, he's going to cut through.
He's trying. Here comes the Dark Troll Summoner to start this off. The Grave Chill. MP is in trouble. He's got Laser. He will use it onto Chessie. They've got the Ensnare. This is a bit of a dive. Still a lot of damage. Not a kill yet. Close. The Fairy Fire. One more auto attack. It won't be enough. And he salves up as well. Good attempt there. A lot of regen had to be used, but MP will survive. And Chessie also getting pretty low.
That's one of those moments where you blame your Visage for having level 2 Gravekeeper's Cloak, but he probably had to do it because there's a lot of damage that Tinker can use to harass him, and just having this one skill point is going to reduce the laser he takes and all that stuff. But if he had Soul Assumption, yeah, that would have been a kill 100%.
Absolutely. So a bit unfortunate. Again, like you mentioned, it's not the worst thing in the world, the Visage having that Gravekeeper's Cloak. He's actually holding a point now, too. I think he's winning. Maybe he comes back and they go for another kill, and this time he has Soul Assumption, but for now... It's just back to farming. Some harass still in this top lane. Immortals putting a lot of pressure. And that's really where things are going well. Gyrocopter has 13 last hits. In fact, really all of these lanes are going pretty well for Immortals. So.
I think they'll be really happy with this. They do a side pull as well. Like compared to last game where they lost 3 lanes, they've got to be ecstatic with this so far.
Yeah, that
the
last
first
game was
free
rough.
kill doesn't work. He's still only level 2 here. Kyle's felt semi-ineffective as well. He started in the off lane, then he TP'd the safe lane. That didn't really produce anything.
They're going
But
to
they
go
need to
bottom.
get a kill with this now.
They have a Satyr. They have Magic Missile. What level Kraken Shield is he at? Just
Level 2.
Two,
This
actually.
can be really hard. He's got a magic wand. He's got 800 HP.
Moo doesn't do any damage, even with time lock bashes. Like, look at that. This is really tough. Wave of Terror will help. They've got the pendants coming out as well. It's a lot of damage. They should have a Shockwave. No, it's 3 seconds. They need a Magic Missile. He didn't use it. He's almost in range.
Out of range.
He's not going to get
slower.
it. They'll cancel the salve. But this is, again, the second failed gang coming in from Complexity, which makes things not great for them at the start of this game.
Yeah, the one negative for Venge is that level 1 stun. It's kind of short range. It's a pretty low stun duration. And he didn't stay close enough. And even if he did, I'm not 100% certain they would have gotten the kill anyways. They just didn't have enough reliable disable to like recast after the first Kraken proc.
Agreed. So it's sad they don't get the kill for Complexity, but Immortals, again, they're having a great start. MP, or excuse me, QO is the one of the Gyrocopter this time. This is surprising compared to how he's been playing it usually on MP, but he has 28 last hits for now. He's building into an Aquila. He has it. Now raindrops will be next. Bottom lane, they're going to go again looking for Forever. They're just going to harass him. Pendants came out. They threw up the Shockwave, but again, no damage. Moo's only level 4. They're looking for a potential fight here, but MP throws up the March. He has a rune as well, and it was an arcane rune. They don't want to fight into that for sure.
Yeah, the reason MP's playing Tinker is because historically he was always one of the better Tinker players in Korea, so not surprised to see him on it. Kyo, yeah, I don't think I've ever seen Kyo play Tinker. I don't think it ever happened.
It doesn't seem like a QO hero. Although maybe.
You have to be too patient. It's not enough YOLO, you know?
Exactly. Bloodseeker's more his style, I feel like. But he's very good at it.
Skilling stats on Gyrocopter this game. Interesting build idea.
Yeah. All right. He's really thinking about this. Level 2 homing missile. I miss the days where you could skill stats, dude. Come on.
I do not actually. I think it was a great design idea to force people to not do it.
Okay.
Otherwise, I don't know. Like take your skills, damn it. It's harder to balance as well, and you have to worry about like players that would skip skills entirely to get stat. It was kind of weird. I didn't like it. But anyways, the reason he hasn't skilled, okay, except for homing missile, because he loves homing missile, is because he doesn't know if he's going to need to like AFK farm with flat cannon. Maybe he's going to need rocket barrage to get a kill. And once you commit to one or the other, then you really are sad when you don't have the other option when it's needed. So I think his build options right now are great. Homing missile's apparently OP.
Yeah, he really likes it. I think there's a good chance that this turns into a run-at-you style of game because, again, it's Immortals. He's not really behind, so he could just start running at people, especially if he gets like Phase Drum, which was the build for MP the past few days. So that might be the case. Jesse is level 6 now. And they need to get something done at this point. They're going to try for it. Magic Missile and Gale coming in. Homing Missile to fly out. The Flat Cannon will go. And they will have Dubu to help too. Another Plague Ward drop. The Poison Sting. A couple of more auto attacks won't be enough. And now Limp last worded up. Dubu might get this kill. Almost going to grab it. And Pale comes out. Bats on the other side looking for QO. And he gets it. And here comes Jesse right on through. Now the Homing Missile will hit him. That'll take some damage. It's level 3, but he's still pretty tanky at this point. Febby coming back in. I think Febby actually is the one that needs to be careful. He's got Impale, maybe not him. MP's running right in. He's going to have lasers and homing or heat-seeking missiles as well. Wow, that bird drop coming in is absolutely outstanding coming in from Jesse. And they will still get Limp on the other side. Meanwhile, Move finds 4Ev bottom with a kill. While this fight is happening, they probably use Chrono for it. And in fact, they did. So
Jesse TP's out just in time there. That was really, really good for Cole. I don't even know if they're going to kill the Gyrocopter because it seemed like he was taking no damage there. And that's just because the Venom went the 1-1-3 build, which is just for safety, farming, stuff like that. But with the bats coming in, the rotation there from Chessie, it all works out. They only lost one.
Chessie was in. He was aggressive. He actually... I thought if MP wasn't there, the next assassin would have died. But he does show up in time. Yeah, they lost Limp, which is a bit unfortunate. But again, they got that kill bottom, which is huge. Moo has to use Chronosphere, obviously, but Z-Freak finally getting involved. He's level 4. He's going to go straight towards Ags. But it's going to be kind of tough there. They slowed down a little bit at the beginning of this game. Can they still hit that timing window in this mid-game to maybe go for these pushes?
I'm just kind of surprised he's rushing Ags, unless somebody else is going mech. Maybe the Venomancer was the plan here.
That could be interesting.
But, I mean, are there any Ags, like any Ancients that are really valuable this game? I guess against a teamfight lineup, maybe it makes a lot of sense to grab things like the Ancient Golem, just to amp everybody's HP.
Yep.
Just to survive through the combos.
I think so, too. I think it's very strong this game.
Because they're going to have basically Chen auras, they're going to have Venge aura, they can have like neutral creep auras, just keep everybody alive through the fights with like a mech. And maybe a Vlad's, and afterwards just fight him back.
Well, we'll see. I mean, he might just change it. Well, no, he's not. He bought a point booster. I thought he might have changed his decision, but he's bought the point booster already. And 3,000 gold away now for that Aghanim Scepter. He also has a big Chen army here. He's got 3 of the best creeps in that regard. Hellbearer, Satyr, along with the Dark Troll. Oh, come on. They got MP mid. My bad.
Sorry, I missed it too. I don't know if that was a smoke or not. It's got 3 points in Soul Assumption. It's seems kind of weird, but I think it makes a lot of sense here because the ability scales super well. I mean, it's a 32% movement speed slow for 5.75 seconds. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Grave Chill. Soul Assumption only level 1. Like, that ability scales okay per level. The mana cost goes down, does slightly more damage, but Grave Chill lasts forever.
They have Chronosphere. If they want to use it on Febby or Forev, probably not. He's just got a Time Walk, I would imagine. Will he pop it? Here comes the heat-seeking missiles on the other side. Chrono dropped down to 2. They have Kyle coming in as well. Febby's in trouble. Wave of Terror will get dropped. Good spike. Carapace might keep him alive. There's the Ravage. He's low. Febby, one auto attack away. The Impale. And oh my god, he actually made it out. I cannot believe it. Now the Time Walk coming into the call down. They're going to try to turn this. Z-Freak's getting low. He has no ultimate. Now he's going to go for the TP Rocket Barrage. He doesn't have it. Z-Freak's gone. Dubu looking for more. Last word coming out. Chessie getting destroyed. The Medallion doing too much. It'll be 1-for-1 trade for now, but they could have gotten so much more for complexity. I think Kyle used the Magic Missile instead of on Febby. He used it on the Tide to get extra damage on him, thinking they would get both of those kills, but he didn't, so...
I mean, I don't blame him. That looked like the most dead Nyx ever. I think one of the mistakes actually was that Z-Freak needed to use his disables on the Nyx before the Chronosphere ended, because once he waited, then Spike Carapace basically just stunned everybody, and then it's really hard to kill the Nyx, because you have to do this like chase and kill thing. So they just had to commit a little harder to the Nyx Assassin, because he was kind of difficult to kill, and then worry, not to mention the disable he provides, and then worry about trying to kill the slow and tanky Kraken Shell Tide.
Exactly. So he did try using one of his abilities, I think the Hellbear Smasher at the beginning of the fight, didn't really work out, but yeah, you're right. He needed to focus down Febby perhaps a bit more at the beginning. They will try for another smoke in the meantime.
See if anything comes from it. Dubu's not level 6 yet. Ravage is down, so this is a really good time for them to fight.
No Corona, obviously, for another minute. They might run into Gyro. Yeah, they're about to run into him. Magic Missile. There it goes. Wave of Tear. They need the Centaur Conqueror Stomp. They're going to find it here in a moment. Call down will come in. This is a problem. Kyle has to go for the TP. He's not going to make it out. The homing missile was there in time. QO, nice kill. And good turnaround. Complexity just doing that alone without their cores. Febby in the meantime, top lane. Limp avoids that huge impale. Might be able to bring him down. Good Plague Ward block, and Febby is going to get dropped by Limp. Solo kill in the top lane, and he gets the tier 1 tower on top of it as well.
He's just playing all about like lane efficiency. Max Poison Sting, max wards, no ulti. It's very reminiscent of the last game that we watched Cole play, where they have the single hero just pushes lane solo, and then while the rest do stuff other places.
It's kind of how it feels a little bit like some of the better teams around TI, Liquid doing what they do, kind of pushing out the waves, having heroes behind him and going from there. But Forev, Moo has Chrono. They're going to pop it, I think.
Oh, the tornado kill.
The tornado, the Wild Wing Tornado. They get off a bash. There's the Gale. He's going to go for the TP. They're going to Chrono just to make sure they get the kill. Nicely done. Can't rely on a time lock proc there.
I don't think Forev's too unhappy about that. He's basically saying Chrono me or I'm gone.
Yeah.
Because they actually didn't have enough damage there. So now it's kind of like an even match compared to what happened before, except Ravage is finally up, so
yeah,
Immortals should be okay. As long as they don't lose the tier 1 tower, I think they're happy with that trade.
They need global too. He's almost there. He just needs this mid lane experience, and maybe they can get global and Ravage down for this bottom lane. I like what they're doing. They have the Plague Wards and the creeps kind of spreading out, trying to find any TPs in. And the Tide is back alive. Will he rotate? It looks like he's heading elsewhere. He has no TP scroll. He just used it, right?
The really cool thing that Coles are doing here, though, is that they left the creeps, but they're moving the heroes away. That way they can still take the tower very rapidly, but the heroes won't be caught, and they can maybe get a kill somewhere else as well.
Yeah, agreed.
But it doesn't end up producing anything, but still a very cool movement by them.
They haven't taken the tower yet, but again, the Tide didn't have TP. Once he doesn't have TP, they can't really fight bottom. They would have to walk there, and they wouldn't have made it in time, I don't think. But now we'll have Kyle walk in. Magic Missile's available. Febby's going to walk through. They dropped a ward. That's a Radiant ward, by the way, which Kyle can sentry. And he might... he's actually pretty far in. This is a dangerous position. Ooh, he's going to see him now. Oh, that ward. Not in range of that an observer, but they see Febby, and he's like waiting for it. Magic Missile. Oh, the Spike Carapace. You've got to be kidding me. Wave of Tear comes out. They've got Gale. Swap is available if he wants to use it. Here comes the call down, though, and Z freaking trouble. He's got Hand of God. He's going to have to pop it here, potentially getting chased down. He actually might just make it away because the jukes are too good. Going for the CP will be a disaster, though. He will fall one way or the other. And they'll take one kill. They're looking for Kyle on the other side of the fight. Both supports on the run. And yeah, they might lose these heroes, but they're still split pushing. They're still getting a lot done, getting a lot of farm in the Veno and on Chessie especially.
Well, Q will go defend the mid lane at least. I think Febby was watching Kyle the whole time and was ready to play him there because they both were so careful, standing still, staring at each other that it just seemed like they both knew what was up.
Yeah.
But they nobody really gets the upper hand particularly, and Cole backs up and continues to farm.
I mean, Limp does have this Midas, so things going into the late game, Limp will do a pretty good job, I would say. The Gyro has a Mask of Madness coming, so does the Void, so it kind of feels like we're settling in for a little bit of a longer game, obviously in comparison to the last game, which was only 20 minutes, I believe. So,
yeah, definitely. I mean, Limp got the 90 GPM as well, so he'll be super farmed. He'll probably go Veil, Ags, Blink, I'm guessing.
Right.
Maybe like a BKB afterwards or a Lotus Orb or something. MP is about 800 gold away from his Blink Dagger, which is super important, but it's going to be a while until he finishes that as well. So I feel like Immortals still on the back foot here. They have to wait to leverage things like Ravage and other good teamfight ultimates, but I don't really see Cole running into them if they're grouped as 4.
Yeah, and they can scout things out with wards. They have the Visage Birds as well, which, by the way, Visage Birds also pretty good about finding Tinker. We haven't really talked about that, but something to consider. And they're going to take a giant stack here for QO. And now they have Mech as well. They're going to pop it here in a moment, I'm sure. And this is big. Q getting more farm. He has Mask of Madness. We'll see if Immortals do try to force something now with Global and Ravage up. But again, like you mentioned, it's just complexity dodging and going into different lanes, staying away from each other.
Yeah, Mask of Madness is kind of a cool idea. Slap out the Flax a little bit faster. Kind of makes sense. Yeah. Oh, and he is building eggs. Oh, hell yes, dude. I'm so
Side Gunner. Side Gunner.
I'm a big Side Gunner fan. Have I ranted to you about Side Gunner before?
I probably, but go ahead again.
Would you like to hear the good Side Gunner word? It like doubles your DPS. It's pretty crazy. And it happens when you're stunned. It just goes. And he's going to lifesteal with it.
Yeah.
From Mask of Madness.
That's true, actually. I remember when Side Gunner came out and everyone was like, what? And now it's like, oh, yeah.
They definitely had to buff it a few times. The attack speed was kind of weak before, but I mean, it gives you raw HP. He's got a HP perk at 10. You can basically buy all these different, like, attack modifiers, whether, you know, my favorite one is Deso, because it looks like you're shooting lasers, but you can also go like Maelstrom for super fast farming, you can go like a Satanic, you can go Daedalus. There's a lot of cool things you can get. Tide of Trouble, though.
Yep, Magic Missile. They've got the Visage Bird Stomps available. Soul she's very tanky. Kraken Shell Mech available as well. You didn't have to use it. They're trying to put some emphasis on pressuring this Tier 1 tower in the mid lane. In the meantime, the Void continues to farm. Top, there's a DD rune, which will be denied, I believe, by the Centaur. And still slowing things down here, man. But again, because he's going Side Gunner, QO can have a pretty good late game, so...
Yeah. But it all kind of depends how fast he gets the Ags and whether or not his team gets a big negative before that point. But if he's able to, like, if they don't lose too much by the time he gets Ags, then you should look at it kind of like a Midas. Right. A Midas that helps you farm and fight really well. Like, even if he gets Chronosphered, he's going to be attacking. Like, it's actually a really good idea this game. I don't know if he's thinking too much about the Chronosphere part, but against Visage Birds, against, like, all the things to attack that there are, I think Side Gunner is going to be really effective.
Agreed. Meanwhile, Dubu and Forever going to run into a Plague Ward. It's just the two of them, actually. They'll drop a ward down from the trees. There is the Blink Dagger for MP, and I think things get a little easier now for Immortals. They can split push, maybe take some of these Tier 1 towers down finally. I mean, how big of an item is this for MP at this point?
It's pretty huge, just because Cole doesn't have the best. They've got decent scouting, but it basically comes down to like Wave of Terror swap, or the birds already being there, or maybe like a Blink or like a Time Walk Chrono. So I feel like it kind of gives him a lot of safety to deal with the split push a little bit better. I mean, there's like Plague Wards that he'd maybe have to be worried about, but I feel like this basically relieves a lot of the lane push pressure that Cole is exerting.
Yeah, exactly.
And hopefully we'll get him a couple more items that he can actually team fight against some of these strong heroes.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Kayas. I don't know if you've been watching Tigger, but it's been like Blink, Ags, Kaya, I think has been the majority of builds, from what I've seen anyway. Which is really interesting.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, because if you think about Kaya, it's like you basically have 10% more mana, whatever that means.
Yep.
Kind of. For all of your mana costs, and Tinker has a lot of mana costs.
Yeah, and then the spell implication is like a cherry on top, as I think Base keeps calling it.
Yeah, absolutely. 10% more is huge. What's his talent? His talent at 25 it was like he used to have like 4% spell amp talent. Oh, it's 6% now at 10.
Yeah.
It's not that much, but it adds up to be a lot because Tinker just does so much damage.
Exactly. And once he gets the Aghanim Scepter and that Kai, then things get a bit dangerous here, and the game will progress in such a way. Oh, actually, Fabi might get caught top, or rather, Moo's going to get caught. Impale is going to come out the Heat-Seeking Missiles laser. He might be able to time walk this. Like, a lot of that damage is gone. They're still going to go, and now the Chronos, it has to be used to get Moo out of dodge. You can time walk again, go for a TP. They can still maybe find him. Nah, they don't rearm blink in time for MPs. So, but again, Chronosphere is down, and that's just 2 heroes requiring that kind of gank to go. So, nicely done.
Yeah, and more Mask of Madnesses. Another one on Faceless Void now, so... He'll go Shadowblade next, which will be really good for him trying to find and catch and kill the Tinker. But he's still going to need backup for a bit, I think.
Yeah.
How's Chessie doing? Also going Eggs? It's an Eggs party this
Yeah,
time.
I was going to say, there's 3 Eggs this game, and there might be more as we progress through. Maybe Limp gets one a little bit later. That would be nice. He has Veil now, so probably thinking about it at the very least. There's other options, obviously.
He just purchases Boots of Travel, I think, so... Yeah, probably Eggs next.
Yeah, we'll see. We've seen like a lot of Solar Crests and Hood of Defiances on Veno before. I don't know if we're going to see it this game. Probably not.
That's okay, yeah.
Febby rotating in. There's the Wave of Tear coming out. It's onto Febby, but they have no idea that he's nearby. Heat-Seeking Missiles will go. That'll hit Chessie, but doesn't do too much damage. His Axe is up and ready. Febby's still in the mid lane trying to find something. They really want this tier 1 tower. They'll continue to throw the March. That'll cover the push coming in from 4Ev. Doesn't do that much damage. Obviously, he's a Tide Hunter, but it's got some help. They're going to send the creeps top, then bring him back home, as Complexity was trying to put some pressure on that tier 2. And again, they're just kind of farming the map while Immortals try to take one fight at a time, take one tower at a time. And they will finally find it, but that's the first tower, Kevin. That's literally the first tower they've taken this game for Immortals.
I mean, there hasn't been that many towers on either side taken, really. Just tier 1s, 2 tier 1s now for Cole, and the first one there for Immortals. It's a really good tower to start with, though. And kind of interesting that Cole didn't feel comfortable fighting, but and they do have to worry about global silence and all those other problems.
Yep. Now they have the Granite Golem, or rather whatever Ancient he wants to grab. Which ones are available? Granite Golem is available on the other side of the map. So that's available. They have the Visage Ags now. They have all these big items coming out. Meanwhile, top lane, MP, Chronosphere, Moo is going to find himself a nice little pick-off. Solo Chrono, absolutely beautifully done. Now the global coming out. They're trying to fight bottom. Veno's in trouble. Kyle might just tank this gank. Trying to keep their attention on him. Magic Missile, Wave of Tear. He's actually pretty tanky, all things considered. The homing missile's flying at Limp, though, and he's in a lot of trouble. They're going to split push the tier 2 tower in the top lane, and they're actually not going to go for this. They have to TP back home. Here's the Tide. He still has Ravage available. Moo's going to get caught, potentially. He's got the Time Walk. The time dilation comes in. He wants this tier 1. The Siege Creep will grab it. Good deny, though, from Forev. Bash up, Moo. Now getting jumped on here potentially by more, but Chessie's in. Dubu gets blown away. The Visage Birds are back in, baby. He's going to mech. He has Ravage. He's going to have to use it to survive. Maybe not. He's going to get bashed up like crazy. Moo, one more auto attack. He doesn't even want to use the Ravage. He knows he's dead. He knows he's got no backup coming in. Complexity. They will take 3 kills. Yes, they lose Kyle bottom, but my lord, did they get a lot out of that, including a tier 2 tower in that top lane.
I mean, Immortals reacted really well to the first Chrono. They said, okay, there's 2 heroes top. Let's go engage on bottom. And they get a kill out of it. But immediately afterwards, Cole backs up their other heroes on the top of the map and eventually cleans up too many Immortals. So, I mean, they lose global. That was like 60 seconds ago, though, it looks like. But
yeah,
no Ravage at least was used, but it's not looking good. I feel like they're just getting picked off across the map, and they're 7k gold behind now.
Yeah, it is starting to get rough. 7k. Limp is the one carrying in terms of the net worth. In terms of the numbers, he's the highest, obviously, but the amount of impact Chessie has had, the Void has had. In fact, Limp hasn't really been involved in fights. He's just been split pushing at this point. So, so far, so good for this Cole team. But Febby might look for Moo. They can maybe bots in with somebody. They don't have any creeps nearby, I guess. Not sure what he's trying to accomplish. Febby's just going to leave. All right. Anyway.
Dude, are you addicted to like mid and late game clarities like I am now?
No, why are you? Well, I mean, maybe in Turbo.
I'm disgusted.
What do you mean you're disgusted? Yeah, of course. Why not?
Turbo casual.
I mean, I'm not like, it's not like my favorite thing ever. I enjoy playing Turbo if I don't have enough time for a real Dota game, or if I want to play with like Trent or somebody, we play Turbo.
I've never
because
played. I haven't played it. How long did the games take?
17 minutes. I've had 4 games just finish at 17 minutes in a row. By the way, pick carries.
Wow.
Do not pick anything other than carries, pretty much. I mean, you can if you want, but like...
Crystal Mini carry?
Yeah, you can. I played Dazzle carry in one of my games. It was great. I had a Desolator and I killed so many people with it. But
okay.
Essentially, if there's a sniper, Luna, or Lone Druid in the game, that team will probably win 9 times out of 10.
Oh, Lone Druid sounds smart. 12 items.
Exactly. You just get so much gold out of it too.
That's cool. What was I going to talk about instead?
Late game clarities? I don't know.
Yeah. Just they give you so much more in the late game. It's because it's not a static amount. You know, it's buffed by the amount of intelligence you have. So it's amazing to grab one. It feels like half your mana.
Oh my god,
even if you have a lot of mana.
The Ancient Granite Golem, baby. He's going to stay alive for now. The homing missile will hit. They're going to try to fight this. The Gale will come through. That's Veil. He's got the Gush. Seafreak still, it looks like he will finally fall. It took a lot to get that kill. They pushed in pretty far past the tier 1 tower into the tier 2. Rev will walk into the little meteor drop down by the fireball, rather, dropped by the Ancient Black Dragon. In the meantime, bottom was getting pushed in. Not really that much damage being dealt. Space created indeed, Kyle. Well said.
Well, that's not all bad.
Yeah. He won't have Hand of God for a while, though.
It's not all terrible. I mean, Vengeful Spirit's got a bunch of aura levels. They haven't even like grouped heavily and fought themselves. Tide picks up the Anchor Smash damage reduction talent. I haven't seen that used before, but that's 85%. That's insane.
That's pretty nuts, actually.
If you build stats, that just wrecks you.
Yeah, that'll definitely hurt a lot.
That's pretty crazy. It's the Morphling counter.
God damn it.
It actually is.
I'm
I've never
sure,
played
yeah.
against a Tide against Morphling yet, but that's the Morphling counter right there.
Meanwhile, QO about to get caught with Chrono. Break comes in. There's the Silver Edge. Good global to come out. Now they can turn this. They have Ravage. There it goes. Ravage, QO. Oh my god, the side gunner. And now they're going to lose Kyle as well. They were all rotating in. They were all ready for it. And that is a giant fight for Immortals there. Absolutely beautifully done.
Yeah, I mean, he's super tanky. And I think people really underestimate that when you play against a Gyrocopter who mysteriously has a negative scepter. It's a lot of HP. And he's lifestealing while you're chronosphering him. Even if it's not a lot, it can add up. It can be like, I don't know, maybe 100 extra HP. They just didn't have the damage there.
I bet if Chessie's there, they get that kill way easier. Does so much damage with the armor reduction.
They need like a medallion or something like that. That's the counter to tons of raw HP. It's not like his agility or his armor's that bad though. He's got like 15 armor.
Right.
Not bad for a gyro.
No, yeah, he's doing pretty well. He's had this axe for a while. Now with the butterfly, things will get even harder at that point. Febby also picks up a Blink Dagger. Are there any other items on this Radiant, or even in general, coming out? MP's now having... So yeah, we're going to have 5 Ags this game, I believe, because the Venom's building one. MP has one here in a moment. So a lot of Ags picked up for both of these teams.
Yeah, and you're right on Frev's build as well. Just Mech Greaves, or sorry, Mech Pipe into Blink into Greaves.
Yep.
Which makes a lot more sense.
Surprised he didn't build the Greaves first. I guess he doesn't feel like he needs it this game.
It's just a really expensive upgrade, like, and all it does, it's basically, I mean, it's great for the Dispel and the lower cooldown and the aura and stuff, but it's more like, do I need to stop global silence? No? Okay, I'm getting Blink first. But if you do, you might get it first.
Oh, did Febby break that smoke? Yeah, I don't think he saw anybody, but he did definitely break it. They dust. He's already... This is really good for Febby. He even drops a ward.
That's one of those moments where you smoke and you don't realize for like 15 seconds that there was actually somebody there the whole time. Yeah,
pretty depressing for Complexity, but not to be discouraged. They're still moving forward into this mid lane. They have Chrono back up. They have Silver Edge along with it. Roche is a general possibility because, of course, you have this medallion. You have Chessie with the birds, but they need to find a pick first. See if they can't get something going. Oh, that Courier's dead, I think.
For the good of Immortals, they want it to be Gyrocopter 100%. So he's finished his Butterfly now, so he's got tons of evasion, tons of armor, and the lifesteal to go with it. He'll build Satanic next, which gives him a nice balance of damage and insane survivability. Yeah. They do get a Nyx kill at least, so they are being semi-successful, but...
Chrono's available for Moo. They're going to pop it. That's pretty big. And now the global comes out. Here comes the call down. They need more damage. There's the reflected laser. Frev gets off the Ravage in time. They're turning it around. More laser damage. Chessie, the Hand of God will come in. He's about to fall. The Pipe of Insight helping for a moment. Another heat-seeking missile. They have to use the Gale. And now you need to back. 1-for-0 trade in this fight. Now the heat-seeking missile going to hit onto Kyle, but he's fine. Getting gushed. Or maybe he's not fine. It looks like he's dead, actually. Double kill for MP. Now dominating. And again, trying to go on that side, the tankiness, then the turnaround from Immortals. Too strong at this point. Their team fight is absolutely outstanding.
I assume they hit him with the Silver Edge as well, so maybe you didn't even have Kraken, but
Yep, they
when you're
did.
sitting on a mech and a Pipe of Insight and you've got almost 2k HP, it takes a long time to die.
Yeah, they have been doing what they can.
They just don't have like the best like chrono comboing heroes actually. Like it's a Veno who's like Gale, ulti, slow damage. You're not gonna blow that on a solo Tidehunter. You're gonna like attack him slowly from the outside. That doesn't do enough. They don't really have any like range burst carries. They need like a Drow Ranger or a Marana or something. Even Visage is limited by like, can my bats fly into the Chronosphere and hit a guy, or is he on the edge?
Right.
And there's like so many factors that Cole needs to hit for their Chronos to actually be useful at this stage of the game as everybody gets tanky.
And you have to remember, this was kind of supposed to be a fast-paced game plan here from Complexity because they had the Veno, they had the Visage, they had the Chen, and it's not turning out that way. They've done a great job splitting up the map Immortals, making sure they can start pushing themselves now all of a sudden. And Aegis is up. They could definitely continue this up. They might just leave. They don't have Ravage for another 50 seconds. Gale will hit onto QO. The Greaves will come out. Forev is still fine. They're going to have the Penitents coming in. A lot of damage to the March, covering the path of the retreat, though. Refracted Laser going again onto the Birds. Has to drop him down. Familiar is now healing back up. MP continues to march it up. The Pipe will go. Chrono at the back lines. They're going to swap in the Poison Nova. They need more damage. So far, they've only got the Aegis. MP is in trouble. He might get caught. The TP, he won't make it out in time. They will grab the kill. Now looking for Q yet again, and he's getting chased down. Solo Assumption. Moo gets a double. They also get a double for Limp. It's 4 dead. They're going to get all 5. Beautifully done coming in. Complexity will team wipe Immortals. Absolutely outstanding. Huge 5 kills.
Such a sick team fight. The crucial thing being Tinker disabled on the back line, and Veno gets in to do his combo, because that was what was holding them back before. They didn't want to jump the Veno in, do a bunch of damage when it's just a single Chronosphere Tidehunter. But in that circumstance, Chronosphere, the guy that's going to blind everybody, drop the Veno ulti on like 5 heroes, the fight's over instantly. They didn't even get Global Silence off. Like, that fight was just over.
And that is one of the best initiations you could have possibly had for Complexity. The problem is, can they do that again? And that felt like it was really strong. There wasn't Ravage available. If there was, I don't think he got it off in time. So you got to wonder, how much can you get done now with this time? They have 15 seconds. There is buyback. They might actually just get this tier 3 tower. Maybe not. The Glyph will come in.
They did not have Ravage there because they used it in the mid fight, I think.
Right.
It came up right after he died.
It's tier 3 tower. I think Chessie needs to back. They're coming in. They want this tier 3. They're going to go for a TP on Chessie. Now Moo will leave. And that's huge. Now you could get those shrines. You can take over the map. You can even go for the bottom tier 2, which is exactly the line they're drawing, perhaps. We'll see.
And BKB's queued up for Venomancer. Anything else new? Pretty big gold graph change, actually, with that one.
Yeah.
It's going down, then up, then down again.
That is, it's all over the place. Yeah, it's true. It was going really well for Cole for a long time, and then there was that, one big fight, then things change, and they switch around again, and I don't know, man. I mean, again, this was kind of an early game-centric. It looks like an early game-centric lineup for Complexity, but the fact that they're doing this well in the late game is pretty damn good.
A Dagon for Chen.
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, you wanted to see Z-Freak on the Wind Ranger and get him items? You're going to get the Dagon. That's what he's getting.
Penitence Dagon. Okay. Interesting.
I like it. He's going to zap some people.
Gyro's getting closer to Satanic.
Yeah, that will be huge. So now you can't really burst him down, maybe?
Well, you still can. It depends. Does he react to Chronosphere in time, or you could get that new Urn upgrade.
The Spirit Vessel? Yeah, that would be hype, actually.
Get a Spirit Vessel to reduce the Satanic lifesteal. I assume that works.
I really like that item, but a lot of the games I've seen it in recently, it hasn't done too much.
Yeah, I haven't bought it a single time yet. The upgrade is actually not great, to be frank. The damage increase is okay, but it's more about the prevent somebody from healing while it's dealing damage to them, I think, is the big benefit.
Yeah.
And other than that, it's like 250 HP and 30 movement speed bonus. And then you still have to buy in a recipe increase. It's actually quite expensive, I think.
Yeah.
For the upgrade. I think that's basically like a Blink Dagger or a Force Staff on many supports, so generally not worth buying. But maybe this game.
It's kind of a you're ahead type of item. Let's try to stay ahead sort of thing, I feel like.
It's like a very situational counter, I think. Counters Morphling, counters people with super high regen, counters Huskar. Like, there's a couple of heroes that's good against, but I think it's a situational pickup.
Yeah, for sure. We will see if anybody builds that Spirit Vessel. For now, I don't even... Does anybody have an urn? I thought somebody did.
Venge does,
Venge does,
but
yep.
he's obviously going to get some mobility first. There's probably somebody else. Let me see. No, nobody on the Radiant team.
Yeah, or not picked up for them. Any other big items that we're missing? We have a gem now up for Limp. Chelsea's building AC. Dagon we talked about. Moo's BKB is coming. Satanic for the Gyrocopter. So yeah, some big items mostly for the Dire team coming out next.
Helps to win team fights.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if the Satanic works well. I think when I would occasionally see an Ags build on Gyro, it was almost always like Ags into Satanic, which I wasn't a big fan of. But I think it can work here based on the way that he did like a fast like butterfly back into Satanic transition.
Yeah.
Because you have to have good damage, otherwise the whole Ags thing is just not that great anyways.
You need the
and
attack
the
speed.
Ags Satanic. Yeah, mostly just the damage. Like you need your hits to actually do something so that your lifesteal amount is okay.
Yep. And it should work out pretty well for him now, assuming he can stay alive if he gets chronoed or something. But it looks like Complexity are totally fine, just chilling, waiting around, making sure they can maybe go for another Roche, split push the map, keep bottom pushed in, make sure you deal with the Tinker at this point. So I don't know, man. There's a 9K lead for Complexity, but it's not like this game's over. In fact, it's not even really close to being over at this point. It's so much damage in Tinker and what Gyrocopter can do that it just takes one good Ravage, it takes one good Global to come out, and Complexity can lose a lot with this next fight. No.
On the same vein, though, if Veno just presses his ultimate button, he does 2,400 magic damage.
That's
in
always
a giant
nice.
AoE. So, and he's also close to level 25. I'm curious if he'll get the like obscene plague ulti or poison nova AoE. Have you used that before?
No, not yet.
It's beautiful, man. It hits
Oh my
every
god.
time.
Is he dead? He's dead. He knows he's dead too.
No, he's gonna press his ultimate and everyone.
Press your ultimate, he's gonna BKB TP.
Aw, come on.
Easy.
I am actually so disappointed that he did not ulti there.
They were coming to try to help him fight. He could have maybe stayed around.
But get this. It's a 60-second cooldown, but it lasts for 22 seconds. That's only like a 40-second cooldown, and they would basically all have to go heal at that point.
True.
That's space created.
Yeah, he could have ulted and they could have fought 4 versus 5 and maybe won the fight. I'm sure it's probably safer not to do that, but still.
I just would have done it because it's really annoying. Because you're like, hey, I just ulted your whole team. I don't know.
Ooh, the scan.
He's,
Ooh,
he's
this
thinking more about actually winning the game. Oh,
Chelsea's about to get jumped on. The Impale, he pops the pipe just in time. Global will come in. This is so far so good. Ravage hits up. It's on to 3, but still not that great just yet. They're going to find Z-Freak. The Hand of God gets it off in time. So far, 1-0. There's that Poison Nova. Kyle taking a lot of damage as well. They're looking for more. MP gets himself another kill. It's a 2-for-1 trade for now. Chessie getting chased down, but Frev also taking some serious damage. In the meantime, Moo's not there to come in with the Chronosphere. He's finally coming in. The Chrono missed. What a Blink Dagger. MP is going to make it out. The laser making it miss. Febby's now going to get jumped on instead. Mask of Madness, he's going to lose this gem. Won't get denied. They will have the other side. Frev also getting chased down. They actually turned it around pretty well, all things considered. Good blink away, though, just in time for Frev. And Moo now stuck up the high ground. Cannot find that 4th kill, which would have been huge to even that fight out. So still very close fight. A lot used there. But it does definitely go Immortals' way.
Such a good initiation there by Febby. Like, he saw which way they were coming from, and he just does this like perfect blink stun in the direction that they were probably running to. Grabs 2, they could do global silence. Just really good team fight, but ultimately just a little bit too much firepower from Cole's side, and the Venom ulti also did a lot.
Yeah. And it's back up ready to go, so once he gets up, they can head to Roche as well and kind of just make sure they can secure this, because guess what? All of those abilities are down. You have no Ravage, you have no global. And they're in Roche, but guess what? It's not up. 6 seconds. 6 seconds on Roche respawn. Chessie will stay in here for maybe 3 seconds. He'll find it. He's going to see it.
Count to 0, Mott.
There it is. He's got it. They're going to ping it out.
I thought Roche would be bigger.
Nah. He's just chilling. I'm going to grab this
baby
Solar
Roche.
Crest. Yep.
They're super farmed at this point. Let's say how these beefy
my
creeps do.
God, dude. They killed this within seconds. Aegis and cheese.
You want to play Count the Auras?
Sure. Let's do it. Who
Right,
has it?
then just like what? Like at least like 30% damage increase?
Yeah.
34% damage.
Oh,
never
hold
mind
that
this
thought.
fight.
And Pale on to 2 here to the call down as well. So far, so good for this Immortals team. They will drop Z-Freak instantly. Can't get off the Hand of God. Chessie's taking a lot of damage. He's got cheese. Might need to use it here. They'll take one on the other side. That's Dubu, and Chessie's still getting chased down. A lot of damage being dealt, and he is in a lot of trouble. The Impale will hit. Swap out by Kyle. There it is. Now the turn comes the Poison Nova. Now you got it back, Immortals. The Chrono will come in. The BKB from Moo. The Rocket Barrage. He's staying alive for now, but not much longer. The Wave of Tear. They're going to drop him here. The Heat-Seeking Missiles can't can't do enough in time. Fails drop. Great refracted laser and Impale onto 2. Doing a lot. There's going to be another great kill. MP gets the double. Somehow he turns it around with the help of Febby and getting a great stun off. And that will be a 3-for-3 trade, and I believe they picked up the gem as well along with it.
Dude, these fights are insane. MP's damage in the last bit of time was crazy, but I feel for Chessie right now. Like, every fight is so hard for him to take because they jump in, they do AoEs, and his bats are dead right off the bat. It's like he needs his ultimate for when they initiate and deal a bunch of damage just so he can resummon the damn things.
Yeah.
It's been really tough for him. He uses the cheese, barely saved by Kyle with a super sick swap. If it wasn't for that, the fight would have felt a lot harder, but even dealing with like MP now is feeling impossible because they need to chrono like 3 different heroes on Immortals side. They have to kill the Gyro, they have to kill the Tinker, they have to kill the Tide. It's really hard for Cole to have the Disable and the Firepower to pick off everybody.
Yeah, and there was that one, this is what we were talking about, there was that one big fight top lane, but again, I said, can they do it again? Can they have that type of fight again? Right now, they've been trading rather evenly, which isn't bad for Complexity. They're still getting a lot of farm, but yeah, MP is definitely a nuisance. He has bots 2 now. He's getting about as big as he's going to get. He might, I don't know, get rid of the Soul Ring. He's going to have Hex next. And Immortals, they still have the fortitude. They still have the items to be able to, I think, win this game here, Kevin. Even down 10K.
Yeah, they definitely can. Tinker is pretty ridiculous, obviously, because any gold that you have can be refreshed many times in a team fight. So I think the E-Blade was a good pickup. Just gives them the ability to stop some right-click damage. Whoever gets chronoed, E-Blade them. Didn't work out so well in the last fight because the Gyro was going to die to Venom Poison anyways, but it's a cool pickup. And then afterwards, he's going to go Hex, so no Dagon for him. But
no.
I think that's okay because Hex is way better in a lot of cases here, just because undispellable, of course.
Yep.
And should give you some reliability at kills.
Yeah, agreed. There's also an E-Blade, by the way, on the Venomancer, and now they have a Dagon, I think 4 or 5 for Dagon, 4 for the Chen. So E-Blade Dagon's available. I mean, they could catch this Tinker, you know, whether in a Chronosphere or whatever, and they can blow up one person. Might not be able to blow up the Tidehunter, but like the Tinker is definitely susceptible. Both supports are susceptible. We'll see if that can't happen here. And they'll find a DD for Moose. So it might be go time because now they have Chrono as well. They're going to smoke immediately with this thing. Up top, QO is split pushing. His team's kind of behind him. They have a ward that saw Febby as this walks through the sentry. They need more detection. They need a gem, which they do have on Z-Freak. But they're going to move a different direction instead. They're going to move towards mid. Wrap around this direction here. Kyle will lead the way. Tide, not the hero they really want to jump on. Febby's vendetted up. About to walk into Z-Freak. There they go. The smoke breaks. And Dagon comes out. Great Impale coming in. Maybe not, actually. The Global comes out. There's the Ravage. BKB coming out from Moo. He's got the Chronosphere at the ready. Febby in trouble. 1-for-0 trade so far. Chrono's about to come out. He's looking instead for this Tinker. He needs more damage. And he is destroying him. Moo gets the double. See you later, MP. You're done, so there's the Poison Nova. He's got to buy back. Now that Chrono is down, it's time to fight Moo. Trying to man fight. The heat-seeking missile, rather homing missile, is going to hit. He's level 25. He's got the Aegis. He's going to time walk a lot of that damage away. MP's still going. He's got the Ethereal Blade. Great stun coming in from the Familiar. They need a lot more help, though. Moo's just going to get caught again. Still time walks away, and Chessie is doing everything that he can, and they're going to find QO finally getting dropped in that Gyro. But the trade will be there. Olympus also going to get taken down now for 90 seconds. Will they try to turn and fight again? Moo and Chessie are ready. Again, Moo still has this Aegis looking for Dubu. He's going to go for the TB. Do they have the bash? They do. The TB not going to complete for the Tinker in time. And they even get another gem back for Moo. And that's actually pretty huge, forcing the buyback on MP, losing QO again. That's a pretty great fight there, I would consider, Kevin, for Complexity.
Yeah, it was not bad at all, but it still looks so even every single team fight. Every fight starts awful for Cole because of Global Silence and Ravage, but afterwards they somehow fight it out with some really good Chronospheres and enough damage. Like I feel like Immortals has to kill the Veno, I believe, to make these fights easier. They're kind of like blowing up Visage Bats and like kind of focusing Visage a little bit, maybe killing Shen creeps. But if they just kill Veno, I feel like the fight is won because as soon as this Poison Nova comes out, the fight's over. It just does way too much damage. So they got to kill him before he spits his little like green yellow stuff all over the team fight area, and then I think they can work things out.
Yep. It's going to be a tough call. I mean, they've killed him a lot of times. He has an Ethereal Blade too, plus BKB, so he's actually rather tanky and tough to deal with, but there is a definite possibility they find him and kill him. But we'll slow things down for now, although Kyle's probably dead, getting chased by Febby. The Impale will hit, and see you later. Maybe not. Swap.
He's about to haunt them.
Uh-oh. Kyle, heat-seeking missiles. He's earning up. They have the Chronosphere now looking for MP, realizing this could be a huge kill. He has no buyback. It's a lot of damage being done. The Ethereal Blade coming out. He's going to try to rearm and get the hell out of here, but here comes the Vicious Familiar drop. They really want MP. Can they take him down? They sure can. Dead for 2 minutes. Moo. The swap from Kyle. 4 in trouble. Got to get dropped. No, makes it away. Instead, they're looking elsewhere. They're going to find a double kill and a godlike spree as Duba will fall next. Immortals, they lose their biggest hero, the Tinker, now down for 100 seconds, and that might be enough to finally get some of these buildings here, Purge.
Yeah, finally Cole has a really resounding teamfight win, and it was more of like a gank that turned out really well, but Moo's just been dominating this game. I love his build as well, just all damage perks, just trying to do his best to carry the game, and that's basically what they needed because they didn't have enough damage this game. He's looking to grab a hero if he can. He's got break ready to go.
This Chessie Soul Assumption talent is pretty funny. 2 hits 2 targets. There's the Ravage coming in. They have Moo. He's got BKB. Can he get it off? He doesn't have enough mana for Time Walk, however. He's going to try to fight anyway, and he's just dead. The Greaves, they came out a little bit too late there, and they're going to turn in the Poison Nova. There's that Dagon hit. The Pendant's coming out. He'll try to TP away. He's taking a lot of damage. They need more. He's going to make it out just in time. Maybe he dies in the well. It's going to be close. He's fine, it looks like, so he will stay alive. They make sure that he gets out of dodge. Moo will buy back. And Limp's BKBing. This is actually really dangerous with Moo buying back. They really want to take this Rax. They know that Tinker didn't buy back here. Ravage is down. I don't think he has a Refresh Orb, or he's even close to it for that matter. In fact, he's going Shivas. Rax will be taken down in this mid lane. That's huge for complexity, but you got to be careful with Moo having only no buyback now, so.
And he goes for this +3 or 3 times Plague Ward damage too.
Oh,
they're
man.
gonna go fight more.
Chessie is in. Magic Missile. Forev still very tanky. Here comes the global. They'll lose Kyle. Fabi trying to chase after Moo. They want to take him down. I think you need to be careful, Chrono. It hits.
Okay.
There's the Ethereal Blade. The Dagon coming out. QO taking a lot of damage. Now in the back lines, Duba's going to get dropped. QO,
Satanic?
he popped the Satanic. Gets stunned by the Familiar, I believe, and still is in a lot of trouble here. The break comes out. They need more damage. There's the BKB. The time dilation. The pendants. The kill. Moo gets a double. They do have Violet back on the Gyrocopter, and they're going to need it, but maybe not yet. Limp's now in trouble. Perhaps he needs to back away. Ethereal Blade is up. They can go on forever with that Zapper as well. Z-Freak has the level 4 Dagon at the ready. MP still marching it up. Now finally back alive. It looks like they won't be able to get the second set of racks. They need to be careful. The Chronosphere is still down for 75 seconds. Moves running in. He might wrap around, or they might just back off. I'm not sure what you want to do as complexity here.
I mean, I think they've got the time here. Just keep spamming with bats. Chessie doesn't have a new set for 70 seconds, but if they can do damage, let it be done.
They'll try their best. Brev will take a full Soul Assumption to the back of the head. Fabi and crew still on the front lines. Limp's nearby. Z-Freak has Hand of God in 3. That heal is ready to go. The march continues. The tier 3 slowly getting whittled away. It's taking a long time. Plague Wards, they need to be dealt with. Forev's doing his best. He'll take some hits here. Blank Dagger being put on cooldown because, of course, the Plague Wards are doing a great job. Chessie, he has BKB. They'll jump in. Chronosphere isn't ready. Oh, my God. See you later, Tidehunter. Forced to buy back. Ravage still not available for 5 seconds, so very soon they're going to have this Ravage. They might jump in the appeal coming out. Moo. He might be getting caught here. Time walks away and gets sent home by Z-Freak. Nicely done. They force out the buyback. They've got what they've accomplished, or wanted to accomplish, rather, and they can now make it away for complexity. Wow, that was a huge turn of events there. Huge 5-minute, pretty much timing span where they take absolutely everything they wanted.
Yeah, they're just, at this point, they just seem like they're outmatching what Immortals is trying to do. The Gyros build is kind of just fallen through, and I think that's just because Cole's nice diversity and damage. Like, basically, QO builds to survive right clicks, because that seems like to be the biggest threat from the Cole side, and then all of a sudden Z-Freak comes out of nowhere with the Dagon 5, and he's just bursting him down from like full HP to 30% instantly.
Yeah.
And then because he has just Butterfly, Ag, Satanic, he doesn't actually do that much damage. And when he pops Satanic, it doesn't even look like his Satanic is activated because it just doesn't do that much damage.
Or he gets disabled. But now he has a BKB, which kind of helps, I guess.
That helps, but he still doesn't do damage. He's more survivable. He's better at team fighting, but he spent like 3 items being too focused, I think, on survivability maybe. Maybe he needed like an earlier BKB, then he buys like a raw damage item to lifesteal off of. But right now, it's not the best circumstance for Immortals. They need a pretty crazy team fight to get a win here, because it seems like Cole has all the tools they need for every hero on the enemy team to win a fight.
I agreed, but again, we can't count out Ravage and Global Silence. I think if you get a good one for Forev, this is all of a sudden, especially if they take a fight outside the base, Immortals can do a lot of work. But we have Cole kind of split up, so.
You know what else could be huge is if they're able to get the third rush on and get a refresher shard on time.
Oh, yeah.
That could also be huge.
That's coming up here. It's actually up in 20 seconds. And Complexity, they have Chrono. They need to, I think, make a move. There's a lot of good vision for Immortals, though, which kind of makes it a lot harder for Complexity to move out of the base. And Kyle is invis around. He's got a gem. He's looking for targets in the enemy jungle. They should know they're kind of in this area, one would assume. They should have an understanding at the very least, or at least on the top side of the map. And we'll see who makes the first move. Immortals playing rather patiently on the high ground. Complexity have Moo. He has a DD, actually, with a Silver Edge. I think you need to make a movement happen.
Spotted, though.
They're going to try to go. They have these Visage Birds that'll stop them from chasing. QO, BKB's ready. Magic Missile comes out. That'll be into Forev. Soul Assumption to fall. Where's this Chronosphere? Moo is waiting in the wings. He has this BKB. He has the double damage as well. Moo is really trying to jump in here as best as possible, and now he's going to wrap all the way around. Still invis up with the Silver Edge. They really want to find a kill. Febi's going to walk on by. They haven't spotted him yet. They're all going to back up. Bottom lane was getting pushed in. They took the tier 3 tower in the meantime. I think it was the Plague Wards from Limp that did the job for the most part. We'll see if they can't find somebody. DD should be done now. It's almost done for Void, so he won't be able to use it during this fight, unfortunately. Limp's going to get caught completely out of position. Ravage coming in. He's in trouble. Vendetta, he's going to get dropped. He has buyback. Might need to use it here. Z-Free can't even get off his ultimate. He's down for 85 seconds. All of a sudden, Immortals have opened up the opportunity to not only take Roshan, but to take a lot more as well. There's the Venom buyback, but Chase is in a lot of trouble. He'll have to pop the BKB. Febi goes for the appeal. Can't get it off in time. There's the Poison Nova. They already dropped the Tinker on the back lines. I think Moo used his Chronosphere for it, and he did. Tinker's forced to buy back. Dubu getting jumped down as well. Chrono, he already doesn't have that global silence. Now the TP coming in from MP. He blinks away in time, but Kyo taking so much damage from this Venom ult. The wave of terror comes out. The familiars are there. Febi now buys back Forev. There's the Satanic. Kyo, he needs to fight this. Chessie's getting low. Swap away and the Ethereal Blade. They'll take down Kyle, but that's it for now. Chessie getting run at. MP gets a double kill. He will TP home successfully. The Void is elsewhere. He wasn't in the fight. He was already too low, and that's going to be a couple of big kills for Immortals. Really important fight coming in for this Radiant team.
It was so close to. I don't even think Immortals was going to win that. Once the Venom bought back and jumped in and Nova'd everybody, I thought the fight was going to inch to be over, but Kyo was actually able to stay alive in the team fight, eventually heal back up, and everything went well.
Yeah,
there was no Chen creeps there. There was no Chen with Penitence Dagon. That was actually a significant part of every single fight, because if he was there to do a Penitence Dagon test of faith, that's a dead Gyrocopter for sure. They outlasted the BKBs, but it didn't quite add up to enough.
They cannot contest this Roshan for Complexity. This is going to be Aegis Cheese and a Refresher Shard. So now you have double Ravage to play up against. And Immortals, they're not dead yet. They're still down 11k. They're still down one set of racks and another tier 3 on top of it. And they now have a Bloodthorn. This is where the damage is coming in. This is what you were talking about. You need damage for this Gyrocopter, and boy, does he have it now here, Purge.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not amazing. The raw damage it gives is not great. But when you get the active on somebody and you're guaranteed critting on both of his hits, then it's really fantastic. So on the right target, yeah, it can be really good here. But there's a lot of BKBs on Cole's side, so we'll see how it works out. At least on, like, I guess Void is iffy too. He's got Black King Bar and he's got Manta. The Venom has a BKB. The Visage has a BKB.
Yes.
We'll see how it works out. It could be really useful in some of those moments if he gets disabled from his allies. And that way they can just crit on the Bloodthorn while they're stunned or something. That could be really, really useful. So Immortals definitely has a way back into the game, and that last fight was the perfect way. They got to land the stun on the important tier, the Venom, and chain stun him till he dies so that he can't Nova off, and then they have to run down the rest of the team.
The Chen especially, like you talked about, it's a very good point. Penitence Dagon not being there, especially now that it's a level 5 Dagon as compared to level 4 earlier in the game. He does so much damage. He blows away a lot of these heroes. You don't get BKB off of the Gyrocopter, you might just straight up die to the Penitence Dagon. But for now, they will have to rely on sitting in their base for Complexity. We'll slow things down for a moment. Maybe not. The smoke comes in. I love this play from Complexity. Smoke into the Aegis. This is what Vici Gaming was doing so well at the Dota Pit Minor. Being aggressive at the weirdest times, trying to find some heroes to grab. But the problem is that there's a lot of wards in these in this jungle, so they know that they're not farming in this particular area. Febi also might come in and break the smoke. And they're going to move straight down mid right now for Complexity, trying to find whatever they can at this point in the game.
He's got his creepy unobstructed pathing too.
Yeah.
What about 100 agility, man? That's 100 agility.
Dude, this is the first time I've seen this, I think. It's so weird. He's skittering around all over the damn place.
I mean, it's definitely very good. Being able to walk up and down cliffs pretty much wherever you want. He's basically got the mobility of a Monkey King without the vision at this point.
Ooh,
but 100 agility mod.
It's pretty good. I think they're trying to find MP, by the way. I think he's going to try to defend this. No, they're all rotating back now. Maybe they could find a chrono here. We'll see. Febby blinks in. They'll see him top lane. I don't know what complexity do. Again, Aegis, Cheese, they have the Refresher Shard as well. So, I mean, all these items, all these things up and ready to go. And Gyrocopter, he pretty much has 3 lives. He is the Aegis, he has Satanic, he has the Cheese to work with as well. So this guy should be unkillable theoretically. But we'll see. And they will back up together as a team for complexity.
They just got to look for the right moment, basically. Just the Chronosphere on the core heroes, the important heroes that they need to catch. They've certainly got the snowball advantage with all of their stacking ores and things, but they got to be careful now just because there's no buybacks for a long time. Like, if Veno dies right now, that's 4 minutes dead.
And you could say the same thing for the MP Tinker, though, and also Febby, too.
I suppose like both teams are kind of even on that.
Yeah.
So maybe both teams are going to void for now. They'll just the downside is if they wait on Immortals' side, they might lose their Aegis.
Exactly. It is going to be tricky for sure. They have how much time? About a minute and 45 seconds left with this Aegis still up and ready. They'll still have Cheese after that.
Yeah, I feel like they'll let it go for sure, most likely. Because, well, no, I guess they're going to force it.
Yeah, they're pushing right into mid.
They have less buybacks, but it looks like the Tide might. No, he doesn't have enough gold. I mean, they're a little bit all in here.
This is dangerous for sure. They
are down to racks.
Exactly. They need to get something going. They have to have Ravage, Silence Initiation coming out of afterwards. Where's the Dagon at? There it is. I think that's dead Aegis. That is so big. Complexity with a giant play. Shiva's Guard, Ravage comes in. They're looking for the Veno. He's in trouble. Good swap out. They get the global, but it's too little too late, I feel like. And now they're just getting dove underneath the tier 3 tower. This is maybe too much. Chessie will lose his familiars. He has no resummon. I think he just used it, in fact. But QO's still in trouble. He's got Cheese. They really want this Rax coming in. MP's not here anymore. There's the Dagon. The Satanic is popped. Now that's down. So they just have to get through the BKB and Cheese next year. The Venom is still going. Frev's taking a lot of damage. He's got the Refresher Shard, mind you. On the other side, there's the Chronosphere. Moo has jumped in. He's looking for Febby, Nick's Assassin, and now they're going to have another TP key coming in. Q pops the BKB. There's that Cheese. He gets out with the Silver Edge as well, of course. They don't have any vision. The gem was on the deck. The Bash comes out. Tinker, he has to use that Ethereal Blade on himself. The Soul Assumption. He'll try for the TP. He's not going to make it out. He's going to get Test of Faith down. Z-Freak gets the job done. 4 dead, and with everybody down for about 100 seconds on Immortals, that might be enough to win this game. Complexity. They bait out the man fight. They take down the Aegis, and they blow away the Gyro and the Tinker once more. They have to force the buyback at QO, but my God, Purge, there's not much left in the tank for this Immortal squad.
Yeah, and in the meantime, Z-Freak's just split pushing bottom with a single Greater Black Dragon, and instantly they can TP in and continue pressuring the bot racks.
Yeah, there's
just everything being planned ahead by Cole, and it all starts with a really good Chronosphere on the backline.
Moo has done such a great job.
That was like 15 seconds in the fight, but still pretty significant.
Yeah, he is going to get Bloodthorned up. He will Mansa it off. Doesn't even need to use the BKB. Look at Homing Missile as well. They have the racks. They're getting it dropped down. There's the Poison Nova coming in along with the Gale. The Dagon, he's going to die back. Oh. That's it. Game over. Complexity ended with a bang. The Laser Pow coming in. GG well played is called. QO calling it. And now they are down 0-2 in this best of 5 series.
Cole looking like they really want to take this. I mean, their drafting was amazing this game. It wasn't the most obvious kind of push kind of play. It didn't end up being like that. It turned into more of like a weird team fight, burst damage kind of lineup, but they really played the different stages of the game really well. And they ultimately it led to this point where their itemization gave them this really big team fight advantage. And Immortals just kind of fell flat a little bit in a lot of fights. Like they fell flat almost entirely. I feel like the whole game, it felt like their combos and abilities and item builds were just not quite hitting the mark that they needed. Whereas Cole seemed to be, except for like the short period from like 20 to 30 minutes, they always had what they needed to beat Immortals. It just came down to like finding the right time to execute.
Yeah, absolutely. And quietly, I would say Chessie having a very good game, only dying once, 6-1-20. I think Chessie's impact wasn't the biggest to notice. We always talked about the Dagon. We talked about some of the swaps. We talked about what Moo accomplished. But Chessie, he was pumping out the damage. He was making sure they did a lot. In fact, he had 25,000 damage. Pretty good, not quite as much as Limp and Moo, but
how did he only die one time?
I know.
I watched him get chain initiated like 8 times this game, where I was like, his bats are dead, he's at half HP, he's dead, right? And I stopped watching. I can't believe he's only dead once.
Yeah, it's actually outstanding. And Chessie and Limp performing well. All of Complexity starting to find their stride here, especially in these qualifiers. They are one game away from making it to Washington, D.C. for the Captain's Draft 4.0 minor. Will they make it, or will we get to see game number 4 from Immortals? Stick around, guys. We'll find out after this break. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the Captain's Draft 4.0 NA Grand Finals. We are here with game number 3, a potential elimination game, a potential game for Complexity Gaming to get through and get to Washington, D.C. to play in the Captain's Draft 4.0 minor in the winter. We'll see if they can't win this game and take a 3-0 sweep over another really great squad, Immortals, now down 0-2 here in this best-of-5 series. They've got to find something in this game. They've got to have a good draft. They've got to have good play in order to get back into it. But all things considered, I would say, Purge, that Complexity have looked absolutely amazing in this series so far.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. Their playstyles have been a little bit different every game, but still there's a lot of like framing and similar things, like split pushing in the mid game, being really safe and efficient with their farming patterns. But their team fighting has been like really solid. Very good decision making across the board. So I don't know, it just feels like maybe Immortals is having trouble with Captain's Draft a little bit,
Right.
at least in these last 2 drafts, by picking stuff that makes sense to their playstyle. Because it seems like Cole is being, has really good versatility. And they've always been, maybe I'm speaking out of my ass here, but I feel like Cole has been a little bit more flexible in their hero picks over time.
I agree completely. I think especially Z-Freak, Limp, Chessie, all those guys. Already you've seen Z-Freak play 2 vastly different heroes in this particular series. So I agree with you. I think they have a lot of versatility for sure. And that'll start everything off with a Z-Freak potential Rubik here, which he's a big fan of. And the hero is really good right now with the null field change too. So pretty good stuff for Complexity.
Yeah. I think that's why it's just picked here, just because it's a pretty good pick in the regular pro scene, so it's an easy opening. Kind of good against everything. Yeah, these are basically like, except for the Ricky maybe, these are meta picks, right?
Yeah, I
Ogre
think
Magi
so.
has been played a lot in the pro scene, especially at Dota Pit. So is Rubik. Ricky has been popular in pubs at least. I'm not quite sold on his hero versatility and viability right now, but he definitely did get some pretty good buffs. So I don't know. We'll see where they go with this.
Yeah, Ricky's really interesting now. It's a hero that we didn't see a lot of in the past few months, past few patches, but he could do some work here in terms of having an invis hero roaming around the map. Could be really good, getting some vision down. Getting that vision of Complexity so you know where they are. You could try to take a fight on your terms. Looking at the rest of the pool, what exactly are we lacking on? We have some decent support still available. We have some pretty good mids as well. There's the Sand King coming out for Complexity. Potential offlaner support pick. We'll see.
I feel like Zeus is pretty good this game on Cole's side. I guess that's kind of rough against Ricky, though, is the negative, but I feel like with Rubik and Sand King, these are like heroes that can basically defend you with stuns. You could just sit on the backline and blast away. But maybe Invoker is like a much safer pick there.
Yeah, we'll see. There's
Okay, they go Jakiro.
This makes
so
sense.
that'll be their solo core, basically, that gives them that 1v1 potential matchup that they might want to abuse. It's also here that Immortals picks very often also. So I assume it'll be like Moo playing it in maybe a 1v1 situation. Yeah, that's probably my expectation. I guess they could play mid too if they really want to. There's a lot of options.
The thing that I'm concerned about, I'm not necessarily concerned, but I'm not sure about is we've seen Sand King essentially in Captain's Draft only played in like the off. That's not true. We've actually seen it a couple of times in this support position, but I think it's much more commonly an offlaner now. I don't actually know. I can't even remember if that's correct. All right, well, never mind. Forget what I was just saying, but I like the Jakiro either way. That's all you need to know. That's
It's tower push is the other really good thing that it provides. Good team fight, good tower push.
right.
Combos well with Sand King Rubik. It's a good start to the draft.
Also,
it's kind of hard to see where it's going to go.
You can get a Void pick again for Complexity, and like that would be really good because Jakiro, Rubik even's pretty good.
Yeah.
Sand King's not bad with Epicenter. I think this is a good Void game for Complexity, honestly.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. It gives them like a little bit of everything they might want to use against these guys.
All right.
And especially against like I guess Face's Void against Ricky is a little scary though, because ganking him is definitely very possible, because all you need is a smoke cloud and like a regular amount of disables and he'll be punished as well.
Right. They will pick up the Phantom Assassin, however. That is an Immortals pick through and through with the QOPA coming out. That's
It's so good here because basically the 2 of the 3 heroes that Cole picked here, the Rubik and the Jakiro, very vulnerable to physical damage because they don't really have very high armor. Rubik has weak HP and low armor. Jakiro just has low armor, basically. So I think if PA runs away with the game a little bit or gets a relatively good time deso or whatever build she happens to go, she can definitely be very effective in mid-game fights. It's a good pick.
It's important to note, I don't know how good it is here. Limp played Tiny yesterday, and he made the hero look amazing. Now Earthshaker coming out for Mortals next. Really good lockdown. Probably going to be their offlaner, one would assume. And that leaves their mid lane still up in the air. But like I said, Complexity could grab Tiny. I don't think they will. I think there's Still the Void you could grab, maybe not now anymore, but you might want to think about it.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I was wondering if Earthshaker would be picked that much with his changes, because he got a couple nerfs to like how much damage Enchant Totem would do with strength and things like that. But he definitely will still be very viable here. Interrupt Sanking, Burrow Strikes, not interrupt the Burrow Strike, but interrupt Epicenter.
Right.
Initiate would be really good. That way, if PA's jumping in. All right, I'm actually very curious to see how this works.
So he played it
I
yesterday.
was not sure how to play it.
He played it yesterday. He essentially went what old Tiny was. He went mid. He maxed his toss first. Avalanche was the second thing he maxed. Then he got a point and tree grab. Okay. And he built it the same way you would build a normal Tiny, except for that he built Manta style, which made sense because he was like, something was locking him down that he could Manta out of. I forget what it was, but that's one of the reasons why he built it. And also to get some good armor, I guess, too, was another issue. He went like Treads, Drum, Blink, Manta, AC, I think was the build he went. I'm pretty sure.
Huh. Okay. Interesting. The drum pickup I wouldn't have thought of either, but guess more mana pool, mana regen, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah, it was really interesting to see at the time, but it worked out. I mean, the thing is, even though he didn't have any armor, he was just destroying people with toss avalanche combo, and like he was tossing people back like crazy. There was a Pudge in the game, and that was played by Kyle, and he would toss him back onto Kyle like literally every time he had a toss available. So it was pretty impressive stuff from Limp Tiny.
Yeah, the hero seems. The last round of buffs definitely helped a lot, like a little bit of attack speed buff at 6, and some of the other changes I think were nice. But I'm not super sold on the hero yet. I feel like he wouldn't be prioritized if it wasn't captain's draft. With the other side thing to add is that there's a lot of minus armor sources coming from Immortals hero. At least like PA is almost for sure going to get a Deso, or at least the -4 armor perk at 15.
Right.
So like his lack of armor is going to be potentially very costly this game, especially against like a bloodlusted PA or Ricky.
Yeah, she gets a
if
crit.
They're slapping away at that guy, like he can get killed real quick.
I agree completely. These crits can destroy him. Now they'll grab somebody in the opposite direction, the Terrorblade. Wow. All right.
And that's a really good pick. There are some disables. There's a smoke cloud from Immortals, but it gives them another source of physical damage. It's a hero that's not resistant, or he's extremely resistant to raw physical damage and very resistant to minus armor. So I think it really covers their draft in a really good way. It's kind of like pick all the squishies first, let them react, and then pick the strong cores that can react well against their cores.
I think you're absolutely right. It's just really well rounded. I agree completely. And well, there is a lone druid from Immortals. This game could start turning into a kind of a quick one, or it could go really late, and either team could take this. I mean, looking at the draft, I mean, the big question mark is going to be the Limp Tiny, I think. And I actually do like Immortals draft a lot. Maybe the Febby Ricky is kind of going to be interesting, but I think you're probably I want to get your thoughts on the draft altogether, like between the two teams.
I definitely think I like the complexity draft a little bit better, but I kind of like the lone druid. I think it has some good potential there. Well, it's actually going to be a core Sanking, so all right, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I knew it.
Jakiro support. Yeah, I guess that made a lot more sense, huh?
Yeah.
Well, it was like the old standard, but we've been seeing a lot more core Jakiro lately.
Yep.
Either way, I think Lone Druid can make some stuff happen here. I'm just not sold. I'd like he's a survivable core, and I think that's what they're going for here. And it should be pretty good against Tiny as long as they can keep Tiny away from them.
Right. That's the issue.
I don't know. We'll see. I feel like Febby kind of has a tough game ahead of him. Unless he snowballs a little bit, then he can kind of get out of control again because of all the minus armor. We'll see how the game plays out based on lanes, I guess.
They have two roaming supports. They have an Ogre who likes being in mid and harassing down whoever's there, and then they have the Ricky who could just roam all over the map. And
yeah,
it's kind of interesting.
Something else that Cole has a big advantage is that with Cole running a Sand as a core, that means that Sand versus other melee hero is going to be a really big advantage. So if it's like Sand versus Lone Druid, it's not a big deal because the bear can take the damage. But if it's against like a PA or an Earthshaker, that's really what Cole wants to aim to do. They want to have this like Sand 1v1 matchup against a melee hero.
And we'll see how that matchup will go. I mean, it depends on where everybody moves in the beginning of this game. But maybe they'll play musical lanes again. We've seen a lot of that in this tournament. A lot of lane shifting. Oh, no, I have the bug where I don't have my freaking... All right, I might just leave real quick and come back in. I don't have my cursor, and it makes it super annoying.
You don't need a mouse cursor. No, that's fine. Go ahead. Do you want me to narrate it?
Yeah.
They're walking across the map slowly. They have some items. Nothing out of the ordinary. Have you disconnected yet? Or should
Yeah,
I?
I just disconnected. Keep going.
Okay, good. I didn't want to like narrate stupidly when people can actually see. Oh, there's actually a 5-man smoke from
No.
Phil. I'm not messing with you at all.
No.
They're literally they're at they're at bot rune.
I'm reconnecting.
Z-Freak.
I'm
Z-Freak
reconnecting.
is approaching first, but Q's sitting on the right side on the high ground next to the boundary. He breaks the smoke. It's just Sanking. But I think that's going to be enough. Nobody's going to die. Cole is still wrapping it with 4. Sanking backs up just a little bit. They're about to snipe down. Here they come.
Yeah, I'm in.
They're getting ready to lift.
I'm in.
Right, go ahead, Mott. Take it away.
Telekinesis, they're going to start it off. They've got the Avalanche to come in as well. QO is in trouble with the dual breath. Good Phantom Strike away. Moo looking for more. And freaking Cursor still isn't fixed, by the way, which is really super annoying. But you know what?
Mott, get out of here. I'll handle it.
No.
Kyle is slowly walking down.
No. I'll just deal with it for now. It's annoying. I apologize, guys. I'll have to do this little thing and drag, but I don't know why this keeps happening. It's really frustrating. Anyway, QO getting chased down perhaps a little bit. They are really diving in deep, but he's going to Phantom Strike himself away, so no level 1 stifling. Gets the Phantom Strike to save his own life. Really well played. In the meantime, Z-Freak will TP to the top rune spot. Febby's going to try to take this. It's going to be close. They need to drop a sentry maybe. He might just come in and grab this, and it looks like he will. Z-Freak gets it in time. They'll get 3. Are they going to get the 4th? They're going to get all 4. All 4 bounty runes are going to go to Complexity's side. What a start for them.
Dude,
Thanks
so
indeed.
Sick.
Don't give up.
That's a good feeling, man. Febby's got to be sad though. That was his bounty. It was right there.
It was. It really was. Man, he was so close. He needed to spam. He spams though, and he starts auto attacking, and then he maybe just dies if Z-Freak has detection. He does have a sentry too. But all right, we'll see how these lanes shape up. Who is the Sand King going to be up against? It looks like he's bottom for now. And is it against the Lone Druid? It sure is.
Yep.
So that's unfortunate for him.
It's like it's predicted lanes, basically.
Oh, Z-Freak takes the sentry out that Febby had. That's nice. So now Febby can't really stay top. He can't really do anything, I don't think.
That's really tough. I mean, and he could have basically just bullied Z-Freak. If he gets that sentry, he's in a really good spot. And now it's just Frev in a really tough matchup. Earthshaker's fine as a laner. He's okay, but he's not amazing.
All right. It's going to be a little tough for sure.
On the bright side, Febby can do stuff, right? Like, he's just going to go roam now.
Yeah, he's already attacking Kyle. They're going toe-to-toe. This is now a tri-lane for Immortals. It won't be like that forever. QO is doing a good job CSing. Dubu can deny this really easily because the attack speed for Tiny is so slow. The animation is really rough. So they'll drop another sentry, though. Febby needs to be careful. In fact, he knows there's a sentry. The creep attacked him. Frickin' range creeped every time.
They do have a large acquisition range.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Oh, they've got toss as well. They're going for the toss combo here. Limp's going to try to do an avalanche into toss with the Jakiro.
It's not
you
easy.
need somebody to get it close. I mean, if you stun somebody for 1 second, you're definitely going to get him. He's getting really close. Here it is.
There, this throw back, and this is going to be maybe first blood. The ice path will hit. Dubu's in trouble. Going to go for the TP. Not making it out. The tower hit will do the job, and it's the creeps that get the kill, too. That was beautifully done from Limp. That was something they didn't really accomplish in the game yesterday, and they do it now.
It's a really good attempt from Dubu as well. I never would have thought to TP instantly, but he almost gets out of there in time. Just a little bit too much damage.
He's like 8 armor, too. That's like surprising, the fact that the tower is able to do that much damage. They're all able to do that much damage. It was actually a really good idea because of how tanky the Ogre is. It almost worked.
Yeah, absolutely. And that would have been a counter for, or an anti-first blood, a don't give them first blood situation.
Exactly.
You know, if this Ogre just picked his club off the ground, he would run a whole lot faster, dude. This has got to be slowing him down. Like, he is just so slow now.
The Ogre Club. Also an item. Maybe that's what it is.
Might get pressured here.
Limp in the
Ricky
middle.
shows up.
They're going to look for... He's got Burrow, I believe. No, 5 seconds. Meanwhile, mid lane.
Yeah.
They're looking for Limp. They've got the Fire Blast along with the Ignite. He's fine. Back down bottom. Moose still getting chased by Febby, but it looks like everything's okay. They've rotated the Jakiro top lane. Now he's TPing back mid, interestingly enough. His Limp needs a little bit more help. The bottle coming out. And we'll slow things down a little bit.
He's ready for the toss combo.
QO just needs to walk up a little bit. Avalanche is going to go. Toss. Can he get it off? He sure can. Ice Path comes out. This is beautiful. The dual breath. He's got Phantom Strike. He might die. The tower hit. One more auto attack. Limp gets it done. Nicely done again. The toss combination. Man, Kyle and Limp, they're on the very same page right now, let me tell you.
Yeah, they're doing this perfectly. He walks up to him, and then as the hero in the air, he even walks a couple, like 100 units backwards to make it even worse.
Moo just got a kill on the bare bottom. He might die for it. It's almost worth it at this point. He has another burrow in, too, but he has to get the mango in. He's eating his way out. The mango up in 2. He can maybe make it. He's fine, I think. Oh! Burrow comes in. Febby, one more auto attack. Maybe he will die still. Febby just needs one auto attack. Solo, the smoke screen slow, and Moo is going to live. That is unbelievable. Moo makes it out. He can even go for a TP. So not only does he get the bear kill, but he survives as well.
Febby's chasing. Oh, he's... No,
No,
he could have gotten the kill.
No, he's gone the other direction. See you later.
He definitely could have had that kill. He had Blink Strike mana there. He just didn't chase.
Yeah, but you didn't know. That's the issue. Because he saw the TP, I think, maybe move. No, I think actually it was in the backpack. Maybe he could have gone for the kill. Not sure.
Yeah, I guess he was expecting the teleport, perhaps. But
Still, really good stuff for Moo. 300 gold is a lot at this early stage of the game, so that's going to help him a fair bit.
the toss back mid again.
Phantom Strike came out. There's the dual breath. Cubo was still in trouble. One charges. Here comes Febby. Now Limp's the one maybe getting caught. There's the toss. Another big kill onto QO, and Limp might be next. The trade? Is it a possibility? Absolutely not. Fade Bolt. Z-Freak not in range for telekinesis. A little too far away. But Febby and Dubu just not getting anything done in this mid lane. They're losing QO now twice in a row.
I mean, it's hard to play a PA against a heavy burst nukers. Like, even level 3 on Jakiro now, he deals 200 magic damage with dual breath. So he just shows up here and blasts him. It's just burning through his regen super fast. He even has to buy more.
Yeah, it doesn't feel very good. He's doing okay in CSing, 22 to the 19, which is good news. Meantime, top lane, maybe they're going to make a go. There's the reflection. Do they have lift? They do. It'll come out. Fade Bolt's available as well. Here comes the enchant totem. And he might be able to live. Fade Bolt's going to be close. He can't get in range. The silence came out. That was actually huge. Chessie might be dead for this too now. He's got a salve coming out of his cooldown, or rather his backpack, excuse me. Speaking of which, Forev's coming in looking for an auto attack. Chessie's going to salve up. They cancel it. But now they're going to turn their attention towards Z-Freak. Chessie's coming back in. There's the reflection. We'll slow him down. Phantom Strike, or rather Blink Strike this time. Chessie still getting chased. He's actually in a lot of trouble here. Do they have Fisher? He doesn't have the mana for it. Chessie's so close to making it away, and he will. They're both going to survive, but now at least meta is on cooldown.
What a weird fight, man.
Uh-oh, Z-Freak.
Oh, he wants to go back in.
Oh, Febby, the Blink Strike gets the kill. Z-Freak stays too long. Forev has his Fisher. It's still like 25 mana. Chessie needs to be very careful, but... All right.
He's going to be okay here. Well, I mean, Febby could go back in a couple seconds here. But it's going to have to be under tower. They can't really tank it too much, so I think that pretty much ends the aggression there.
Yeah. Still, Chessie's going to kind of have to back up for now. They have a TP coming in from Z-Freak, who I think brought him a salve. He did. That's good news. And a clarity, too. But it gets canceled by Fisher. Nice. All right. Slight advantage here, Purge, for complexity. But again, they're CSing really well with his Lone Druid bottom, especially.
I
As
feel like
I
he's
say
so
that,
punchable, though. There it is.
Oh,
great
the
play there by
Savage
MP.
Roar. Oh, Moo. He almost had it. The Dual Breath is doing a lot of damage, but Moo needs to leave. He's got no Burrow for 3, no mana for it either. He will have it now.
It was slightly lucky how MP did that, but it was so cool because he puts the bear away. That way, when he gets Burrow Strike, he can resummon the bear to himself, recall the bear to himself, and then use the Savage Roar. Because if they're on top of each other and he Burrow Strikes both of them, that doesn't happen. So he was a little lucky in that when the bear got recalled or returned, that it didn't land on the ice path. That would have ruined things. So
Exactly.
slightly unlucky there for Cole, but super sick play from MP to react to that.
Yeah, MP making sure he gets himself out of a bad situation. He'll try to build into Midas. And despite Complexity having a fairly good early game in terms of laning, getting kills, you're still maybe going to have to worry about this Lone Druid getting farmed. And the PA also jungling now, too. So, still very early on in this game is essentially what I'm saying here, Kevin.
It is 7 minutes, man. Gold is even. Ogre's still dragging his club on the ground.
Pick that thing up, man. You're strong enough. He's lazy.
Remember when Ogre used to have a good end game?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It doesn't make sense with the lore anymore.
I mean, it technically makes. I mean, the lore is accurate now, but the problem is you can't build him like a carry anymore because he doesn't have as much int, and that makes me sad.
I've missed that type of thing. Hype
It's
ogre
okay.
carry.
He's got cool talents. It's okay.
All right.
100 cast range, carry with that.
Easy. Avalanche toss. Combination's not really there, but it's a lot of damage being dealt to QO, who does have 61 charges. By the way, meta plus Jakiro. Jakiro's not even here. They just gonna use meta to get this tier 1 tower top lane. They'll try to set up on bottom for Kyle. They have the Spirit Bear, which is really good. It does have Demolish now, so the towers will take a lot of damage as well. But Complexity will... they'll take the first tier 1 tower of the game, and perhaps they can find more elsewhere. But again... Bottom is being set up. QO will dive the tower. They should have some TPs. They're really getting in there. They're going underneath. TP's going to come out on 1. Now 2. Dual Breath hitting up. QO, I think, avoided it. Ice Path, nicely done. This is already really bad. Avalanche comes in. That's a good Savage Roar. Burrow Strike comes out. It's just under the bear. If they all make it away here, it would be a miracle. And it actually might, because that Savage Roar was so good. But top lane, they're going to try to find Z-Freak. He's going to get taken down. So Immortals will find a little bit of a... Not even a trade. They'll get the bear on the other side, at least, for I think it was Limp, but still. They could have gotten so much more there.
Yeah, I really thought that it was going to go better, but yeah, Savage Roar, perfect timing, especially if it separates the Avalanche and the toss. It limits your damage by a huge amount.
Well, this is looking pretty good for Complexity, even with that fight not going the way they wanted it to.
Yeah, the only negative is that Z-Freak's been having trouble making anything happen here. He's trying to catch up to PA, but that hero is faster than himself. And
He walks into the reflection of Chessie. He doesn't have meta, though. And I don't think they can find this. Stifling Dagger comes out. They're kind of baiting a little bit, although Forev is a little too far away. Limp really needs a Blink Dagger in order for this to get easier for them in terms of finding targets, I think.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. Especially because the faster he gets it, the earlier his chances of... That's weird, he didn't break the clarity. The earlier he gets it, the better his chance of just like repeatedly one-shotting people.
Bottom lane.
Really the biggest hero at Vulnerable is PA.
Speaking of vulnerable heroes, Dubu might take down the Liquid Fire. He's actually alive. And another Savage Roar. He will actually go, but they will trade it 1-for-1, which is really good because MP gets the kill, and they might find 2. Kyle getting dove, but they need an entangle. They need something along those lines. Kyle's trying to get into the tree line. First hit entangle. Nope, no such luck. Third hit entangle. Smoke screen comes out. Wow, this RNG is really bad.
9.
Acropire comes in, just clearing out the wave. Do they have detection? I don't think so. So Febby will be fine.
All right, his next hit's instant entangle though. But Bloodlusted Bear is so... Look how big this thing is.
It's giant. Well.
Someday.
Come on, right here.
He shouldn't even hit it with his bear.
Oh,
yeah,
my God. Top lane.
he was prepped, dude.
Forev, Chessie, telekinesis. Nice kill. Meta used. And now the pressure begins on this tier 2 tower top lane as well.
All right, I think Cole's doing a great job of... Even though this game feels like mid-game where all the lanes are pressured in and stuff's happening, they're doing a really good job of like moving their important heroes around to get the disables off and combo kill.
Uh-oh, MP in trouble. Fire Blast onto Limp. Savage Roar about to go. They have the toss combination. MP's low, and again, he's going to live. He's going to live. Nope, he goes down to Caustic Finale. Just kidding. I spoke too soon.
Okay. Well, halfway to Blink Dagger on Tiny, another good rotation.
QO jumping in. They're looking for Chessie. What a Fisher block. Stolen by Z-Freak. That's huge. Now QO getting auto-attacked. Stolen again, by the way. They missed the Ice Path, but the Dual Breath is going to come in. Macropyre dropped down as well. QO in. A lot of trouble. Telekinesis. Just needs a couple more auto-attacks. He's got a Phantom Strike away. Febby's in the battle as well. Tricks of the Trade, not enough to bring him down. He doesn't have Sunder. He does have Wand Charges. I wonder if he has an extra skill point. He doesn't, actually. Echo Slam onto Kyle. This will be the kill that they want. And they're going to trade and get a lot out of this, actually, going the way of Immortals. Maybe they get another. No, they can't chase him down. Good attempts, though. Oh, the Entangle bottom. Sand King. Savage roared. He's fine.
Okay. For a drum of his own on Sand King. And Urn? Yeah, drum Urn. Interesting.
Ooh, I like it.
Just a lot of like passive mana regen, I guess. I guess he's aiming for that being his mana sustain. It's a lot easier to do that than it was in the past, that's for sure. And Urn is one of the best for that, considering the cost and how much mana regen it provides you.
I also like it because he doesn't have to be the one initiating. Usually if you're a Sankey, you want to get Blink Dagger as early as possible, but with Lim having a Blink, it means that he could just follow up with a drum instead of getting the Blink immediately. Fisher, Toss coming out. Forev still fine. He has to run, though. And again, Limp doesn't have a Blink to follow this up with, but he's getting there.
Okay.
Oh, good invulnerability on that courier. Toss on QO. Limp taking a bit of damage here. Avalanche comes out. They have Fisher still available, and it blocks him again. Z-Freak will probably give his life for this, though. Maybe not. Telekinesis Fadebolt gets the kill. QO just jumps into his death. And now Z-Freak still running. Febby trying to chase. Couldn't quite do it. He has another Blink Strike in a couple of seconds. 2 seconds, in fact, but they have to back up. They can't go for the kill. Because guess what?
Yep.
Tier 1 tower is also following mid.
Nice. They're doing such a good job split attacking like this.
It's
like
insane.
if he goes in and tries to kill Z-Freak there, then that's a dead Ricky, guaranteed, because Limp is just sitting there ready to combo. So hard playing against it.
I mean, QO, another death to him as well, which is problematic. I think he's trying to build Battle Fury. Kyle getting chased down to the mid lane. Febby's looking for this. Can he get another good Entangle proc? Nope. Maybe next one? Oh my god. This is unbelievable. He's still dead, obviously. Fisher almost saved him. Moo thought about going in. Oh, he misses Febby. The dust comes out too late. Avalanche, good combo onto MP and but they're all really low. The Savage Roar will keep him alive yet again. This bear's about to go down. Fadebolt comes out. They've got some illusions to come through. The Tricks of the Trade. Chessie pops the meta. They finally get MP. His move finally gets in there with their Burrow Strike to secure the kill. Fisher hits up onto Dubu. Ignite, Fire Blast, not going to be off in time. Another Avalanche. Toss back. They even got the telekinesis as the
Wow.
toss was happening in midair. And they are just firing on all cylinders. Complexity, again, they're syncing up like Voltron at this point, and they are taking buildings and fights as well.
Yeah, I mean, all their magic bursts is working out so well. They toss Sand King to the backline so he can burrow strike the weak guy. Just makes team fights so easy. And it doesn't even matter that Tiny has 0 armor at this point because they haven't given their opponents a chance to actually farm items.
Yeah, it's kind of insane how little farm they have, especially on MP, who's got a Midas. He's ways away from his Radiance.
His
Rev
bear's
needs
dead
to
for
blink.
75 seconds, it looks like. So.
Yep. They'll
Yeah, 'cause it
find
died during the fight.
Febby was found bottom, gets dropped there. That is another big kill going the way of Complexity, and they continue to accrue this advantage. They have the Tiny Blink now. Speaking of Blink Daggers, Forev is going to have his momentarily. He doesn't have Arcanes, but with the Soul Ring, with this Blink, they might be able to find some good fights finally for Forev and for Immortals here.
I mean, that can definitely change stuff, but they're going to need to have good vision on their opponents. And then they have to initiate first before they go in. I guess they have an Invis Hero, so they should have the means to do it, but based on how things have been going so far, I don't feel very good about their follow-up damage even.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, Forever really wanted a solo kill there against the Terrorblade. That would have been huge.
Yeah, not able to really do so in the Echo Slam, so he has the Blink now, but here's the immediate smoke from Complexity as his Blink comes out. Dubu might get caught here, walking a little far up. Kyle will not break the smoke, not yet anyway. They'll wrap in the jungle, and you can see there's not much room for Mortals to farm. They're farming kind of in this area. They will find Dubu. In fact, he walked back. Spell was stolen. Ice Path, that I believe is Fire Blast, maybe Ignite. I'm not sure. I think it's Ignite. Can't. I gotta
That's
check.
Ignite.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right, good stuff. They have the offensive null field on now. I think he just got this level of null field. He might have had it earlier, actually. I'm not sure.
Such a good skill. 10% for 1 skill point offensive magic resistance reduction. Especially when they're comboed with the Tiny. Like, everything about their draft fits together so well. The only thing that doesn't do magic damage is Terrorblade.
Yeah, and he doesn't need
Beautiful, man.
He does so much physical damage with the meta. They're going to take the tier 2 tower. Might go for a trade. Bottom is still full HP. They can threaten high ground now if they wanted to. As long as they stay bottom, there's always that possibility for them to move high ground. Do they have meta? They sure do. Limp also had tree grab. He's got toss to be able to push down these towers even faster. You could see it. The Bloodlust will come out, but this tier 3 is in some serious trouble, and I don't even know how you fight this. Moose up on the high ground now, needs to be careful. Just kind of sitting in this nook, but they've spotted him already. Tier 3 is gone. They will smoke up for Mortals. They need to take a fight. They have the Blink Dagger for Forev, but look at Moo. He's running in. He's got Burrow. They will use that smoke screen for now. Sandstorm comes out. They have plenty of damage from Chessie still going to work on these buildings, and I think if you're Complexity, you don't really need to stay that much longer. Avalanche toss, Kiwo in trouble, so too is Febby. Echo Slam coming in, they really want this kill. He's got Sunder available. Echo stolen by Seafreak. What a play! Getting a killing spree. Kyle will get the double. This might be an Epicenter coming out there, forced to buy back onto Kiwo. MP is tossed back into the Epi. He's getting ticked down by the urn. Immortals will lose another. It's a double kill for Z-Freak, and he deserves it. Z-Freak now dominating. His Rupik has been absolutely on point tonight. What a fight going the way of Complexity there.
Yeah, it was so good, too. It looks so good for Immortals with the Echo Slam. They jump on the Terrorblade, they go for the Disable, but he got pushed out of the way, and as a result, there wasn't any fallout from Earthshaker. And then it came down to Cole finally reacting, which was just chain AoE nukes. And everybody just gets cleaned up instantly. And now that they lost to Rax, they still got tier 2 towers on the map, but now it looks so bad for Immortals. That's an 11k advantage at 17 minutes.
I mean, that was the perfect timing for Complexity to go. Immortals, they couldn't decide. They wanted to get the tier 1 tower. They didn't want to get back home. By the time they get back to their base, the tier 3 is already gone, and they just cannot fight into Chessie. They tried. They really tried. But Z-Freak is on another level along with the rest of his team where they're just playing out of their minds. Limp's tiny. It's continuing to be a presence. He is super good in this game, and he's making the hero look dominant.
So now they get Aegis, so they have more safety in the next team fight. PA is still trying to finish. QO, he's trying to finish his Battle Fury, which is basically going to be the beginning of his farm.
Yeah.
Just a really bad spot for Immortals here.
He doesn't even have it yet, so he's still ways away. Here we go.
Like
Immortals, they're going to run
they
into
need
Z-Freak.
Radiance.
Stifling Dagger, he might get jumped on. Instead, they're looking for a Limp. That's a lot of damage. They maybe can get this kill. He might get crit twice. He's going to get forced away somehow. Z-Freak again. They'll still bring him down, but it looks like it might be a one-for-one trade, maybe even more than that. Moo looking for the Burrow Strike, just missed it. Now he pops the drum. Frev does have Blink in 2 seconds, still getting ticked down by the Urn, and they can still chase this. Another Burrow's back up in 1. The Urn continues to tick. He will get this kill with a Burrow Strike in a moment, and there it is. Now Febby on the other side of the fight. Stifling Dagger was stolen by Z-Freak, who continues to use these spells wildly, and of course getting all of these kills out of it as well. Dual Breath, Veil was dropped down. That's more than enough to secure another kill for Z-Freak. A mega kill spree. This Rubik is 5-2-8. And yes, they lost Limp, but that was not a good fight still, even for Immortals.
Yeah, it took everything they had just to get him low. And even then, he still gets his combo off, which kind of accomplishes a lot of what Tiny needs to do. So, just, game looks pretty one-sided at this point. They've got great pushing, they've got good team fight, they have the huge farm advantage, and Immortals needs like their PA to get an item and the Lone Druid to get Radiance for them, even to match them.
Man.
The net worths are just three Cole heroes are all ahead of everybody on the Dire team.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, that's the big news. And Z-Freak has been so impressive in this tournament to me. He's played absolutely phenomenally. He's played so many different heroes. We had a Wind Ranger from him, and then in game 2, he played the Chen, which was absolutely outstanding. And now in this game, the Rubik, really making some space for the rest of his team to work with. And they will try to take the last outer tower. This tier 2 now getting assaulted by Moo. And Immortals, they need to get some lucky crits. They need a lot more farm in their Lone Druid as well as the QO on the PA. And they need a lot more, is essentially what I'm saying.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Alright, the tower's dead. Now it just comes down to the last sets of racks. And I feel like if they win one big fight in the enemy base, it's all over. So they need to defend this, and the best way they can do so is going to be Earthshaker. If Earthshaker can land some like glory dunk combos, they can definitely win everything. I think Z-Freak even goes defensive on no field right now. I think that's the only way they lose.
We'll see. Right now they're holding on, trying to get this bottom lane of racks. Febby is getting good vision behind. Fisher will come in onto 2, Enchant Totem. They'll take the tier 1 for QO. They were kind of just wasting time. Zubu almost gets crushed by Kyle. Tier 3 will fall. Chessie continues to make illusions, and he'll continue on with his Metamorphosis. No real need to get too crazy here for Complexity. They could just slow siege. Dust comes in. They can't find the Ricky. They've got the tree grab up, and slow but steady for Complexity. They force out the Glyph. Now they're going to pop another illusion here, looking for Forev, just making sure they can cancel Blink Daggers, pushing them back, and Complexity, they're fine. They're absolutely fine. They drop a ward, by the way, literally on top of Febby. Nope, now they see him. Telekinesis comes in. Lift, Dual Breath, Fade Bolt. Huge kill. Easily done. Another kill going the way of Complexity. Now they can even think about going further and going for the rest of this racks, but they might just back up and be happy with it.
Maybe they do Roche first. Maybe they just finish it. I'm not sure, but I feel like Roche is safer.
Agreed.
They've got a DD as well. Vlad's pick up on Sand King. They're basically just all in here. They're not all in, but they're thinking like, let's just easily snowball this. Let's end the game. Let's take the win. Get out of here.
I mean, there are ways you can win this fight for Immortals, but a lot of it relies on a couple of lucky entangles and a good Echo Slam, and then QO getting a lot of RNG in terms of his procs with the Mask of Madness, his crits. And he'll have to survive in the fight too, which is difficult. They have so much lockdown. But as you mentioned earlier, Complexity will head into the Roche Pit. This is going to be just going down the checklist, making sure you've got everything you want before trying to finish the game off. And that's just Aegis picked up now for Complexity, and nothing that really Immortals can do about it.
Well, there it is. They're so... Oh, wait, never mind. I thought that was on Jakiro for some reason. I was like, they're so far ahead that they don't care about Aegis anymore. Now, TB is definitely the guy to pick it up, though. Sells all his small items. He's going to have Manta flying out in a second, and he's working towards BKB. He's super stacked right now, difficult to kill. And there's just one set of racks remaining, more or less. Do we have a Radiance at least?
Yeah, he just picked it up.
The Radiance is done. The Bear is slow, but there's a Radiance. They have Battle Fear, Mask of Madness on PA. This is their time to shine.
Yeah, they have to have a fight here. They're already down 16k, but one fight can swing it back in about 5k in favor of Immortals, it feels like. There's now a blink on Z-Freak, which makes this even harder, but Immortals will go for a smoke play. They're going to see Moo here, although Moo sees Febby. Now the tricks of the trade coming in, canceled immediately. Moo now silenced up the Fisher, forced away, nicely done, looking for the Enchant Totem. Spell was stolen. That's Fisher, and that is a dead Forev. Tossed up into the air, his dead body will fall back down to earth. Febby getting caught as well. Epicenter's going to get channeled. Moo can't really find anybody with it. He is no blink, but they will still get QO. They will get 3, and that is GG. Complexity. They 3-0 Immortals in dominant fashion, and they will be moving on to the Captain's Draft 4.0 minor. Play up some of the best, of course, in Washington, D.C. later on this year. My God, Kevin, they absolutely destroyed the series for the most part.
Yeah. Their drafting is just so good. All of the pieces of their draft, somehow they find a way to fit everything together in a good way. And they got all the picks that they wanted in an order where it didn't really reveal what they were going to do. And by the time they do pick their last two cores, they were effective at what they needed them to do.
Yeah, I mean...
And then they also executed almost perfectly. Like, they actually played amazing. I can't wait to see how they do in DC.
I think Limp is starting to... People are starting to realize... I mean, they already knew his Tiny was good, but... This Tiny, it's working out for him. Obviously, he was a big part of the reason why they won, but he wasn't the sole reason. Z-Freak, in my opinion, MVP of this series. Games 1 and 3, he absolutely crushed, and he had a great performance in Game 2 as well. Do you think so, too? Do you agree with that assessment, or would you say maybe another player for Complexity?
I'm not sure. I think they all played amazing, honestly. Like, consistently. I think Kyle's been playing a lot better as well. Like,
right,
I'm not seeing any mistakes out of him. Like, I don't know. I think Cole's definitely on their game right now.
I don't want to take anything away from Complexity. Let me be honest. I think Z-Freak played well. He played rather flashily, but I think a lot of the plays that Kyle made, especially in that game as Vengeful Spirit with those swaps, that was on point. It's clear that these guys are feeling really comfortable together as a support duo. The cores are getting all the room they need to work with. And this is the first time I've seen Complexity look this good in a while. But that's it. They're going to win the NA qualifiers here. Immortals, good attempt here. They made it through the upper bracket, but they've had a couple of rough days. Dota Pit Minor didn't go as smoothly as they would have liked. And then, of course, they get into this particular tournament, and they get dropped by Complexity 3-0. So with that said, 7.07B, Captain's Draft North American qualifiers are done. We'll have EU qualifiers coming up next, I believe, pretty soon. Chinese qualifiers will be later on in the week on the 14th. In fact, we actually have our schedule here to look at. The schedule as it stands now, we've already finished Southeast Asia. We've already finished South America. We've already finished CIS, I believe, as well. And now we're working on Europe and China, the last two regions. So, actually, did we finish CIS? That's a good question. Let me make sure. In the meantime, Kevin, do you have any closing thoughts about this series and about Captain's Draft in general?
Captain's Draft. Great mode. Come watch it. More.
Nice. All right. Thanks for that. We will... Yep, CIS is already done as well. Empire will make it through. So our qualified teams as of right now, or rather our participating teams as of right now, EG with a direct invite, so too is Secret. North America invite will be, or rather qualifier, of course, that is Complexity as they make it through. Midas Club Elite make it in from South America. Empire from CIS, Mineski from Southeast Asia, a team that's looking really strong. Right now we're waiting on our European and Chinese qualifier. And that should be coming here in the near future. In fact, Europe should be starting here in just a couple of days. In fact, it starts on the 10th. China starts on the 14th, or rather continues on the 14th. And that'll do it for us here on Moonduck TV. If you've enjoyed the cast, make sure you follow us on Twitter at Moonduck TV to get more information. You can also check out our website, www.moonduck.tv. In terms of us, obviously, you know Purge. You can follow him at Purge Gamers on Twitter. Myself, at MottDota. And we really appreciate all the help. We really appreciate all the love. And we will see you guys next time. Have a good day, everybody. Bye.